sinking. Your steps keep me awake. Don't cut me down, throw me out, leave me here to waste. I once was a man with dignity and grace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your cold embrace. So please, please, could you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you let me down slowly, let me down, 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 let me down. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you leave me, baby, let me down slowly. I know we're long gone. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. And I can't find myself on the floor. 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 Would you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down slowly. And I can't find myself on the floor. 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 Would you find a way to let me down slowly? A little sympathy, I hope you can show me. If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly.
Now, not a lot will happen tonight, but it's the end of an era, one might call it. I was supposed to do some stream about the birth of a new baby, 1 year old. But I remembered as well that tonight, in 60 minutes, it's Mr. Metokur's last stream, and we will watch it when the time comes. We will watch it indeed. The party is already starting. It's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be an awesome night. We're gonna have a laugh, one last laugh from Mr. Metokur, the last cool king on the internet. Cool kid on the internet, as you might call it. Now, due to his illnesses and health problems, he will not able to sustain an uploaded stream, a documentation stream. You watch it in your sleep. Now it's gonna be a long one. You can always step out. This was the whole point of this whole stream, like many people will pass by. I will stand by my word, though I do think I should have changed to my thumbnail to be more inclusive for the Sims. So because they will pass also by here. Everyone will, not everyone, but a lot of people will pass here tonight. And why not have everyone be welcome? Because it is, after all, a very, very special night. It is a night where everyone is coming in, passing, having fun, getting drunk, or just playing some games and just staying home chilling, or maybe you're grinding at this time, grinding on your dream, not going out and being wasted. That's good as well. Or maybe you're as me, that doesn't have many interesting things around to do without being completely hammered and mentally disabled. At least if I'll be maybe I showed you the blonde chick once in the past. Who knows, but we're gonna say goodbye to 2020 tonight. It was one of the most uninteresting and, let's call it, worst readjustment year to the real world. And I don't know how did it go for you? How did the readjustment year into society go for you? Have you seen any progress? Have you enjoyed any progress this year into any problem that we had in the last 3 years? Yeah, it sucked. People are still not adjusted anymore, like, to anything, to being social, to caring about stuff. But maybe tonight some of that will change. Cause that is life. I wanna know how is the sound is. Oh, let me just give it a little bit of this, just to have a little moment for ourselves, because it's the first minutes of the day, after all, minutes of the year, and we would kick 22's ass. It is necessary that we do that. It was just a readjustment year whatsoever. People still have no way of knowing how to talk. Everyone's being watched. It's everyone is being watching things that they need to react one way or the other. And that's what sucks, because if you're watched, that doesn't mean that you have to move. Because sometimes you just have to just pass by and kick 2020's ass. Just spit on it if you can. It's been once again a very lonely year for me. I want to say productive, but still I haven't found a good bro. Maybe next year. Some good activities to do together other than get high. Even though those are good, they are not helping me much. I did restart the gym, so my body starts 23 in pain of gym, and That's good, because that's the way how the internet should feel today, because it is the pain of Jim. This Jim. Where is he? Wait, let me just change this. Oh, I thought I could be smoother. There he is. Okay, I'm taking this back. Mr. Metokur is also known as Jim. It was a good segue, if I could do it faster. But maybe with time, as I'm rolling up a mad one, so we can start this year properly. Don't you think? Don't you think we should start the year extremely well? Oh, this joint is going to suck. Now, I'm smoking a good blunt. I'm planning on doing some good blends today. But apparently I can't work the device at this hour, so might as well put on a prayer where I roll one up to make sure we have done all the necessary steps to be enlightened by the prayer that we're gonna put. Alright? You have your friends, your family next to you. That is good. You don't have them. That is also a part of the plan. Let us pray now.
There is much to be skeptical of in this world, so it no longer surprises me how many people don't really believe in anything. What's the point? For many of us, the road is a difficult one. The path is always there for us to follow, no matter how many times we may fall. The good news is that we can help you find your way back. Naturally. Some days are harder than others, but I must try. We all have doubts. The light of the mind alone cannot burn away all darkness. Think on it and look in your heart. It will be for the best. When the walls come tumbling down, when you lose everything you have, you always have family. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. Right. You're not so certain. Fair enough. We all go through periods of darkness. Of course. In a world filled with misery and uncertainty, it is a great comfort to know that, in the end, there is light in the darkness. In such times we can turn to the Lord, but it's good to have friends. And the good Lord knows there's much to be done here. You're a good neighbor to us. Thank you. Until then, God be with you.
And with you, my friends, and with you. We're heading on into 2023, most of us are already there. Let us answer to the person asking. Oh, that was bad. I wanted to write to the person that is trying to speak on the fireplace ambience. To write on the fireplace ambience when it is clear that you should speak on the fireplace ambience. You should tell stories. Tonight would be a different kind of night, because what I've realized today is that there is a story Jesus forgot to mention. Well, there are many that he mentioned, or many that weren't passed through the generations. About the baby that is born each year. Now, when was Jesus born? You reckon? Most of the traditions or the historical data seem to point out to 24th of December, which is, of course, the Christmas. But other cultures, such as my old pagan one, is 1st of December. Not 1st of December, 1st of January, like in between the years. No, the way it was supposed to be calculated. Because if you're calculating the years from after his death, well, there were some years that were since he was born, right? Like everybody knew he was born there. That was the before era, before he was born. And after he was born, it was our era. Now I know it calculates as after death. Some people would say that it's only after death, but what if we lost 32 years? And we're saying 32 years because there's no year zero, by the way. Or is there? Is there a year zero for us to ever count? Do we ever count the year zero? I don't remember any circumstances in which we call the year zero. We always call it the first year. 1 year after this, 1 year after that. And right now, we're making 1 year after the death of free speech, you might call it, but the death of actually being able to understand each other. The Democrats became disgusting, the Redditors became disgusting. Everyone is selling you something, and this year anyone will sell you everything. Everything gonna be on the market. Everyone will shill until the end of time. But you will have taken a little bit of part of it. We're gonna do a small year in a review, because this year was the first year since something happened, since maybe Jesus was born, because Jesus is born every year, and he always has 1 year since he was born. Nobody takes that into account anymore. But when Jesus was with all of his apostles, some of his apostles, every one of them apostles at the same time, in the same place, with the same writing tools, they all had different stories, and they forget about the baby that is born every year that changes how time manifests. Because that is basically what happens when a prophet comes into a world, or a chosen one, or a son of God. Time shifts differently around. You don't know if it's fast, if it goes slow, but you could realize very soon that it's already a year since it passed, because you have the impression that it might be year 3 or year 2023. You don't know how much time you've been living if you're being near such a creature, near such a blessing, which is why everyone that was around Jesus was able to understand things differently. Of course, who am I to talk? But a plan for tonight is to watch some funny stuff. Maybe I will provide you with some things that you weren't watching before on YouTube, because hey, after all, we're on YouTube, and I find some channels, I find some interesting things from now and then, and I wanted to share it with you. Now, one of the first things that I've found interesting as a mainstream thing is critical drinker. Sorry. He's a movie reviewer, and he has a very a very nice style of writing about the message, but I guess I can't properly explain to you, and we will watch. Maybe you will enjoy it. It's a review of Willow. It's gonna take 12 minutes, so if you want, you can listen to it. If you have something else, come back in 30 minutes when we discuss, or more, when we discuss about what we've seen. Because he's pretty cool, so I kind of recommend it. If you want to see reviews of movies, or interesting in seeing how the movie media is just shit right now. Okay? Are you ready to see it? We're gonna see it live. Here we go.
The good Lord giveth, and he taketh away. No sooner has Andor come out and raised the tantalising possibility that Lucasfilm are actually still capable of making decent stuff when the right creatives are involved, then they go ahead and release Willow, and it's pretty much business as usual again. Honestly, it's tough to think of a show that manages to condense so many of the tired, predictable tropes of modern writing into one project. From the gratingly awful, cringe-inducing dialogue to the smug, insufferable characters, the laundry list of diversity and inclusion tick boxes taking the place of actual personalities, the thinly veiled contempt for the source material, and the brain-destroying attempts at snarky comedy, Willow is basically the congealed, filth-encrusted manifestation of every single thing wrong with modern entertainments. And it's not like people were even crying out for a TV sequel to a goofy 1980s fantasy movie about dwarves and talking goats that was, at best, a marginal box office success despite being critically panned. I mean, I guess this is what happens when you've annihilated basically every other legacy property you inherited from the far more talented minds that built your studio in the first place. Eventually, you're gonna have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. And so here we find ourselves staring.
Do you remember him? Where is he? Willow! You have seen Willow? Oh, come on. We've lost you.
Over with so I can go and suffer through the bottom of the barrel. And so here we...
There we are. Oh, the old small person actor. Apparently he sucks. And I'm not really interested in Willow. But why are they making the movies like this? Seriously, who even watches them anymore? Who even believes them anymore?
We find ourselves staring into the diarrhea-splattered toilet bowl of modern entertainment for the last time in 2022, once again questioning the terrible life choices that led us here. Anyway, let's get this shit over with so I can go and suffer through Avatar 2 instead. So the story, if you can even call it that, picks up about 20 years after the events of the movie. Following the defeat of Bavmorda, yeah, that's the name alright, her daughter Sorsha has become queen and married Madmartigan, who's suspiciously absent from the show because I guess having a strong, heroic male character is to Lucasfilm what giving real, honest opinions of Disney movies is to Kevin Smith. Keep on crying, Kev. Maybe one day you'll get that directing gig that you traded in your balls for. Anyway, they...
Yeah, this is very nice. You don't have any more strong male characters ever in any movie anymore. If it's gonna be a new movie, it's gonna be with a strong and secure female character everywhere, like she's the boss somehow and she has fun. You'll see it in all the movies nowadays. It's just, I don't know, it's a trope that I don't know who can even have a connection with what's happening, because this is just fantasy and not in any way the way humans even act anymore properly. This is just in the dreams of others what's happening here.
Had 2 kids before Madmartigan vanished. One is a skinny, effeminate womanizer, but he vanishes in the first episode, so we won't worry about him for now. The more important character here is obviously his sister Kit.
What would you like to hear?
What the hell was that?
No, not that Kit. Although considering how little sense this show makes, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if a talking car from the 1980s suddenly burst onto the set and started fighting people. Kit is whatever passes for a main character in Willow. I know, right? Imagine a Lucasfilm sequel to a legacy IP that crowbars another generically strong female character into the main role. And so from this point onward, we're gonna call her exactly what she is. Strong.
He's talking about Star Wars, right? The new Star Wars that did the same thing over and over and over.
Female character. So strong female character fancies herself as an adventurer and a warrior, and she spends most of her days sparring and swapping long admiring glances at Ginger Plank of Woods. And don't worry, we're gonna talk more about her later. Believe that. Anyway, in case you missed the not so subtle hints that the show hammers you over the head with in literally the first 5 minutes, strong female character and Ginger Plank of Wood are super gay for each other, because this show has to reflect the world we live in today. Anyway, whatever. The point is that strong female character is angry because Ginger Plank of Wood is planning to leave and start training to become a knight. Yeah, sure, yeah, okay. And so this drives a rift between the 2 characters. Complicating things even further is the fact that strong female character is due to be married to the son of an important nobleman to help cement the future of their kingdom. Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think this guy will turn out to be strong, capable, assertive and masculine, or...
Never. The woman has to be strong right now.
Or a weak, cowardly, timid-looking beta male that uses safety scissors to open his bags of crisps? You know, it's weird, but I feel like I can almost smell the writer's room for this show. So strong female characters busy humiliating him and generally acting like a total asshole on their wedding night, but oh no, then the castle comes under attack by some monster things called the Gales, and her idiot brother gets kidnapped in the fighting. Oh no, what a terrible loss, I really liked him. But clearly something must be done. Do you think the Queen will send the full might of her military to crush the threat and get her son back? Or will she send her only remaining child along with a bunch of random arseholes that are completely ill-equipped for a mission like this? I'll give you one guess. So strong female character, Ginger Plank of Wood, and a group of talentless diversity hires head out to defeat the bad guys, rescue the helpless prince, and save the day. Yeah, see what you did there, Lucasfilm. How very progressive of you. Oh yeah, and they're also accompanied by a young serving girl who seems suspiciously outspoken and confident for someone of such low standing. I wonder if she might turn out to be far more important than she seems.
You are Elora Dammon, last god of Chimeria, future empress, high priestess, sent from sources of the 9 realms, and the world's last, best hope against the evil coming to destroy us all.
Thank you, Warwick Davis. So the serving girl is actually Elora Danan, the baby from the first movie that's quite literally the girl who's the key to everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure she had red hair in that film, but whatever. I guess having two redheads in one production might create some kind of ginger singularity that could destroy the entire universe. So yeah, once again, she becomes their only hope of destroying the bad guys and saving the world. How? Why? Don't know. She's magic or something, and that's as much as we're supposed to think about it. Oh yeah, and Willow finally shows up after about an hour of screen time in a show which is literally called Willow. I mean, where the hell do I even begin with this utter disaster of a show when basically every single aspect of it makes me want to gouge my eyes out, like I just had a 2-week self-catering holiday on the Event Horizon? I mean, I guess the thing that immediately leapt out at me about Willow was the dialogue, in that it makes Rings of Power seem like fucking Dostoevsky. Pretty much every single character talks and acts like they just walked off the street in downtown LA. The script is filled with dialogue, jokes and expressions that came straight out of 2022, and it's more jarring than taking a Ferrari up to 100 miles an hour and throwing it into reverse. Attempts to work in the kind of snarky humour you normally see in the MCU are almost physically painful to watch. God, I hate Marvel. I hate what it's done to cinema. Now, I know the original movie wasn't exactly Lord of the Rings in terms of its emotional tone, but it at least knew when to ease off the humour and work in some actual serious moments to make us feel like something was at stake. But here, it even gets in the way of actual exposition that would be genuinely useful for world building, and it feels more like the show is trying to act like some cool, self-aware comedian, ironically mocking his own persona. I mean, when a show literally takes the piss out of itself, it leaves me wondering what the hell I'm supposed to do. The script's also filled with absolutely nonsensical decisions and contrived events. Vitally important characters are allowed to wander alone and unguarded in hostile territory because everyone just kind of forgot about them. And when they get kidnapped, the rest of the group take off in pursuit with a heavy, overburdened wagon that needs constant repair and gets bogged down in rough terrain because nothing says urgent, high-stakes pursuit like a nice leisurely jaunt on a fucking horse and cart. The group splits up for no particular reason at one point, further dividing their limited resources, only to conveniently reunite at exactly the correct moment so that the rest of the plot can happen. The acting, on the other hand, is so bad that it makes Tommy Wiseau look like Paul Newman. The only two actors in Willow who have an ounce of talent and actually seem to be taking their job seriously get killed off within the first few episodes, and honestly, if Finchy from The fucking Office turns out to be the best thing in your show, then you know you've got problems.
Hey, what up the bum? No, I'm done.
No, not the arse.
And truly, one of the biggest offenders here has got to be Ginger Plank of Woods. Seriously, I've got no idea why Disney has got such a hard-on for this actress, but they've cast her in everything from Star Wars to Marvel to Willow, and she's been absolutely terrible in all of them. She stumbles through every scene with the exact same look of blank, wide-eyed confusion no matter what the context or situation, and she has all the charisma and screen presence of a cardboard cutout of Brie Larson. Seriously, Disney, stop trying to make this girl happen. She's not going to happen. Willow also led me to another unfortunate conclusion. Warwick Davis can't fucking act anymore. I mean, he seems like a really cool guy in real life, and he's obviously had a great career, but one thing he's not now is a good actor. He delivers most of his lines like he literally just walked onto set and started reading them off a teleprompter for the first time. There's no inflection, no emotion, no sense that he's trying to convey anything about the character at all.
She thought it was safer if you grew up believing you were just like everyone else. But you're not. There's something very special inside you that's been stifled for far too long.
I mean, you'd think he would have been excited to reprise one of his biggest ever roles, but hey, maybe he'd actually read the script and realised what kind of shit he'd signed up for. Not that it matters all that much, since he's basically lost in a sea of other characters with nothing to do except complain about how he's getting old and can't do magic anymore, and I get the distinct impression that the show doesn't really want him there anyway. He's like that weird creepy uncle that gets invited over once a year at Christmas out of sheer obligation, and your parents have to make awkward small talk with him for an hour or two before sending him on his way. Yes, don't worry, Frank, I'm sure the court case will go fantastically. Of course you were wrongly accused. We don't believe a single word of it.
That felt so close to home.
Bullshit.
Just like most other Lucasfilm productions, legacy characters like Willow only really exist to pave the way for a new generation of smarter, better, and more awesomer young people that were written especially for modern audiences. You know how I often joke about how writers these days have lost the ability to actually write likeable, relatable, and complex female characters, confusing strength and resilience with obnoxious arrogance and grandiose self-absorption? Well, strong female character is basically all of those gripes personified into one person. I don't know what they were thinking when they wrote this arrogant, self-absorbed moron, but I genuinely can't think of anyone I've disliked as quickly or as intensely as Princess Kit. She is simply awful whenever she's on screen, existing only to put down, humiliate, and steal attention away from everyone else around her, and it's all compounded by a smug, conceited performance from an actress that seems to think she's in a completely different show. But drink her, you multifaceted maestro of macho masculinity, I hear you say. Princess Kit is meant to be a flawed character that has to learn and mature throughout the story. She's not meant to be perfect right off the bat, because perfect characters are boring. That's absolutely true, hypothetical straw man, but even the most flawed of protagonists needs to have at least some redeeming features to get you invested in them. Han Solo, Tony Stark, and shit, even Mad Mardigan from the original Willow were all flawed characters that had a lot of room for personal growth, but they each had enough innate charm, likability, and charisma that you actually wanted them to become better. The only thing I wanted Princess Kit to do was stick her head in a fucking food blender. The relationship between her and Ginger Plank of Wood is supposed to form the backbone of the show's narrative, but honestly, I couldn't care less if they ended up together because why should I? They're a pair of insufferable idiots played by terrible actresses, and their romance has all the depth of that puddle of stale piss on my kitchen floor. All of these horrific elements combine together to form what has to be one of the most painful, miserable, vomit-inducing viewing experiences I've had all year. And believe me, that's up against some pretty stiff competition. As hard as this might be to believe, Willow might actually be worse than Rings of Power and even She-Hulk.
You serious?
In short, Willow is quite simply an insult. It's an insult to the source material, an insult to the fans, an insult to human intelligence, and an insult to the very concept of filmmaking. I managed to slog through 4 episodes before deciding, fuck it, this just isn't worth it anymore. And if it's not worth my time, then I'm pretty sure it's not worth yours either. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now!
Alright, so that was The Critical Drinker. If you enjoy these kinds of movies, enjoy these kinds of reviews, you can go and give him a subscribe. He already has 1.5 million, but you don't know who will pass, at what hour, where, here. Now, to understand this better, they are nice. Yeah, he really speaks about the message, but in this one he didn't use the message. He has a different shtick, which he uses a lot, which is the message of every left-wing media. Now, let's go on another channel that I enjoyed a lot during the pandemic as well, and during all the time when I felt like consuming news, and who likes consuming news, but they put a little bit of jokes into it, so it goes better, which is the Lotus Sitters. It is the channel The Lotus Sitters. This is basically news and what's going on in the world, as well as the memes that are going on. And let's have a look. We still have a little bit more time until the stream is on. Metokur stream is on. Look at what's going on here. The chat is going crazy. One last Swedish squad. Jim already did the Odyssey stream leader. No. Moon crickets. Do you know about moon crickets? You can know, but let's watch one of the videos from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, which is quite conservative, and I'll give you my opinion of it at the end. Until then, these are two of the presenters.
Not necessarily.
And they're young. I think they have PhD. On the one on the left surely has a PhD in psychology, from what I know, or I might be thinking about another one. However, I do know that they are well read, and they are nice indeed. The videos of the thing. Oh, I forgot to shell. Hey, I thought about shilling. So let me show you about the shilling thing. Oh, come on. I have to. What the fuck is a chouette? Okay. My PayPal is in France. Okay. Choisis la chouette. What the fuck is a chouette? I think it's an owl. I think it's an owl. Okay, if you didn't know what a chouette is in France, that's an owl. But you can send a penny to this PayPal at any point. I think it's www.paypal.net. Let me just see if this is it. And I have the link in the description because, hey, it's a new year. Who knows? Maybe some miracles happen. But you can find it there. However, until Metokur goes on, let us watch the podcast of the Lotus Eater, which is discussing the idea that Ukraine is captured by the UAF, which I don't know what is. UEF. I don't know what it is, but let's roll with it. Let me not forget to put the display on, and hello.
It's not necessarily news that Zelensky and the World Economic Forum are affiliated. Here's an example from the World Economic Forum's own YouTube channel of Davos 2020.
They have anything in common.
Yes, he gave a special address in 2020, and then again he did another special address here. This one, if you scroll down, Michael.
I mean, it's interesting. You know, a guy who has, obviously a
7 months ago.
Country being invaded, got to raise funds for the war effort, blah blah blah. And he goes to the WEF for money. Look at that dislike ratio. That's pretty big.
I mean, just the dislikes and likes there. There aren't very many, are they? I mean, you've got to wonder. Well, this isn't getting the massive reach that someone like Zelensky wants to get the funds for Ukraine for weapons and basic logistics. So why is he spending so much time at the World Economic Forum? It's strange. And more recently, if we go on to this Business Live article, it says Zelensky prepares for Ukraine's participation at the World Economic Forum in Davos. And, you know, that's not necessarily that interesting. Well, he's participated twice before, a third time, well, so what? Well, the important thing is this next one from the Washington Examiner. Zelensky announces alliance with BlackRock for reconstruction of Ukraine. So he's already planning how to reconstruct Ukraine. Obviously, rebuilding Ukraine is pretty important. I imagine it's probably top priority once the war is ended. And I'm going to read a little bit from this because you might say, well, what's the significance of this? Surely rebuilding Ukraine's good at any cost, right? Because they've basically flattened the country.
I want a return on investment, frankly, but okay. I run a charity.
But yes, I'm going to read from this article and hopefully it will reveal some of why I think this is bad, but if not, don't worry, I'm going to explain it in detail. Zelensky and BlackRock CEO Larry Fink met virtually on Wednesday, the president's website revealed, and discussed plans for the financial behemoth to play a prominent role in the post-war reconstruction of Ukraine, which has been subject to massive Russian depredation for most of this year. Plans for BlackRock leaders to visit Ukraine in the new year were finalised at the meeting. Zelensky also announced that Ukraine would participate in next year's World Economic Forum summit in Switzerland from January the 16th to the 20th, but didn't specify if he would be attending in person or virtually. And I'm quoting directly here. I've spoken with the head of the world's largest investment fund, BlackRock, and have been assured yet again that business from the developed world are ready to invest in our recovery, the Ukrainian media quoted Zelensky as saying in a video address Interfax reported. Company specialists are already helping Ukraine structure the recovery fund. So yes, he's made a deal with what I would call the devil. That is BlackRock. And why are BlackRock bad? Well, I think one of the best ways to look at why BlackRock are bad is the fact that they are spreading these ESGs that have been devised by Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum, which Connor did a very long deep think article. I think the audio track for the silver members on the website is over half an hour long. So it's very detailed and it's a very good article, very well written. So it's definitely worth checking out. But to summarize roughly why this is all bad,
Now you see, that's a professional plug. Not like me. But they're pretty cool, aren't they? Most English. They're English. I think they're damn to be that way.
BlackRock will use investment as a carrot to encourage good behavior. And what is good behavior? Because of course they're not really going to get much of a return on investment, are they? Because in a war-ravaged country, there's not really that much money to be made, funnily enough. But this good behavior will be assessed by ESGs, or environments and social governance scores. And ESGs, of course, as I alluded to earlier, were devised by Klaus Schwab and have been adopted and enforced by BlackRock, which is why it's so insidious. So the infrastructure of ESGs effectively produces a social credit system for consumers in that it destroys the free market, where consumers actually decide whether a company is worth their business and therefore determine whether it's successful. And companies like BlackRock use these environment and social government scores to deliberately top-down manipulate the market in favor of companies that they support politically rather than economically. And therefore you get rid of the free market entirely, and then BlackRock controls which companies succeed and which companies fail through using these ESGs as a marker for investment. They can do things like leverage loans, investments and debt over companies to get good behavior. And of course, being able to deal with these sorts of things does determine the success or failure of a company. So just as an example, BlackRock pressured ExxonMobil, who deal in oil and gas, so they're a fossil fuel company, to drop 3 of its board members who were swapped out with people who were very hawkish on renewables and renewable technologies. Therefore, they're deliberately interfering in the board of directors of companies to change their approach to how they run the company by using money to motivate the company. So they can say, well, we can more or less destroy your company if you don't play by the rules. So hopefully you're starting to see why I'm so concerned about BlackRock rebuilding Ukraine. Well, they're going to basically use the ESGs to force Ukraine to be a World Economic Forum puppet, yes. So not only are the Ukrainians having to fight a war against the Russians, they're going to be fighting a war against the World Economic Forum, who are going to make them own nothing, as Klaus Schwab quite often opines. So it's also worth mentioning as well that BlackRock are trying to systematically demolish energy security, because then that makes renewable energy our only option. And this, of course, manufactures shortages, which justifies the state rationing energy. And of course, we see another one of the World Economic Forum's agendas being put in place here, in that they're reducing consumption of ordinary people artificially. It doesn't necessarily have to be this way, and we have enough fuel to go around, but they don't want us using the resources because we are the filthy plebs and we are not the elites who get to have all the resources. But yes, this sort of thing is the prerequisite for a social credit system in which a government can completely control consumer behaviour by providing strong incentives, like there's a case of a city in China where they said you can't even borrow an umbrella from a hotel if your social credit score is not high enough. Even if it's pouring with rain, you can't use a bicycle.
I don't even trust you with an umbrella. Give it back.
So you can pay for the hotel, but that umbrella, no,
Right.
you're not allowed it. So it's very totalitarian, I think is the right word for it. And you can sort of combine this sort of model with a Marshall Plan-like model. And of course, the Marshall Plan is where President Truman loaned money to rebuild Europe post-World War II, but this entrenched US hegemony through their ability to leverage debt for political influence. So the United States was able to increase its advantage by becoming a net lender to Europe. And I think that's part of the reason how the United States has such a large, what's the word? So much more ahead when compared with Europe. So it's also worth mentioning as well, I talk about this in greater detail in episode 94 of Contemplations, how America became the most powerful country, and we talk about that in great detail for a good hour and 24 minutes. So certainly suggest checking that out. But this is what is on the cards for Ukraine, and it is rather depressing. I feel very sorry for the Ukrainian people because, of course...
Well, when's it ever explained to them, like, yeah, okay, joining the West is something you might want if you live in Lviv or something, but do you know what that means? Exactly. Like, there's a few cards that people don't want to show you.
Mm-hmm. It might be a case of you have Ukrainian people living in poverty for a very long time because these policies made it so difficult for them to have a cheap cost of living, because they have to rely on expensive renewables. Yeah,
Yuri. I don't give a crap.
Gonna have them eating bugs, even though you know they're one of the largest grain producers in the world. But it's kind of depressing and harrowing, and I thought I'd bring attention to it because I haven't seen too much coverage of this and its implications for the Ukrainian people, who I feel very sorry for. Because not only do they have to deal with an invasion and they have to fight for their independence, they now have to fight against the West on the opposite front as well, with Klaus Schwab.
If you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as the Contemplation series that Josh does, this one on Christmas traditions. And if you'd like to find out what else we're putting out, you can follow us on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you.
Oh, my microphone. Oh, my microphone. What did I do? Let's see. We have 9 more minutes. Okay. 9 more minutes. Yeah, the sound was forgotten. However, there are 9 more minutes until we start laughing. One more time. The fire is going on in the chat. The fire is going amazingly on. Let's use some things here. I don't know what this is. What are these? Do we have a pudding? Do we have a pudding? But no pudding. We have. If I'm going silent, okay, no worry. It's gonna be a long one. Last one, from what I saw, his stream was 5 hours. I didn't listen to all of it, but at some point, I don't know if I will listen to this one until the end, but I will let it record and then just end it in the morning when I wake up, if it's going to be Mr. Metokur in 3 months is fire. What? Apparently there was a stream before and he did it on Odyssey, and now we don't know who is this. What does this mean, Mr. Metokur in 3 months? Fire, fire, fire. But it seems to come from just one person, that is, or a group of persons. It might be the Gripers. Might be the Gripers of what was his name? The proud American closeted gay dude, Nick Fuentes, yeah, that was him. But something is happening, and we're gonna find out what is happening in 6 minutes. Now, of course, the site is not the most cultured one, but someone has to go into the darkness, don't they? Now, I don't know how I will do this. I will leave the chat on. Maybe I should just leave it like that. Bam. And just resize it with the super chats. Oh, and the chats. With the chats, like this. Now, so I have to make it smaller somehow. Can I recenter it to be? I think the best way to center it is like this. Looks pretty alright. The chat seems to be on. Now I would put the chat. Actually, let me just pop out chat like this. So we have a better vision. Bam. Here we go. Looks good. 5 more minutes. Apparently Jim is a beast. The show is getting hotter. It's usually the party starts 1 hour before. Here we have That's Right. Do you know That's Right? You'll probably hear it in the intro. Why wouldn't I show you that? Why would I spoil it for you? There we go. Let's see. One more Mr. Metokur in 3 months is dying, or in 3 months is going to be fire. We still don't know. I still don't know. Good news or bad news? Mr. Beast Groiper. I don't know. Now this group of Groipers are usually going to prison lately. They're all getting caught in some weird situation. They're the Generation Z, by the way. They're the Zoomers. They're a bunch of Zoomers. What they are. And that's their whole shtick. They're Zoomers. Yeah, they're Zoomers. That's their whole shtick. And it's weird. Have you known any Zoomers? Any Zoomers that you would say that, yeah, like this represents a Zoomer? Because millennials, they're two kind of millennials, not two kinds of millennials. Those that got their money, and those who just were not in that type of area. And we were just there at when the technology was born, along with the ones that were there. Okay, he's going. It's happening. It's starting. Everyone, I wish you have a great night. There's the pudding. I hope you will enjoy what's going to happen. Have a laugh. Enjoy it all the time. Enjoy your life. Because having a laugh from now and then is... if the situation is weird as fuck, just don't forget to laugh a little bit.
Look here! Gangster computer got communism! Look, no alphabet, not even numerals. That's right! Just fail to be fucking like my fucking what? Jim, you're next.
I'm not saying this is exactly the pattern of agreement, but this is exactly the pattern.
Sargon!
Most well-known and credentialed scientists of this YouTube community.
Yeah. You moron.
All I wanted to do was finish this fucking stream and have a good time, have a good game. Got that.
That damn Kiwi Farms. Gas is
got that. What kind of fucking family is this? Got that. What the hell?
So basically, I'm basically And first of all, basically, I have to say is that, I don't know, first of all, how come, like, yeah, sorry, I'm with autism, I don't know how to use words that well.
My dad is not a fucking dork.
Dude, just talk to my fucking giant.
I've got balls of steel. Oh my god, no! Blow it out your ass.
This is the song made in Australia for the people that were exactly sniffing petrol from a can. So there are almost 5,000 watching right now. We'll see how many we reach until the stream ends. But also keep in mind that it's the last of the year, so who knows where everybody is. And look, such a nice community. They give gas. They give gas to the Rama Rama. Petrol.
Sleeping too much petrol, killing your brains. We could be leaders over the islands. You don't save petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car instead. Don't be Rama Rama, messing with your brain. Say deadly.
Let's send some crickets.
Petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be Rama Rama, slipping up your nose. Use your brains, think about your culture.
The Jews are here as well.
Well, good evening, chat, and welcome to the finale. It's a final one. It's the final year of the Chud. It's the final stream. It's the end. I should have played like end of Evangelion or something. Gotten extra sappy with it. We did a call-in thing earlier today. In case you missed that, that was a ton of fun. I don't know if you've ever heard 200 people screaming at each other while air raid sirens go off and people tap out Morse code. It was definitely a unique experience. My ears are still ringing. Always appreciate that. Pippa Pipkin showed up, and she promised everybody that at 200,000 subscribers, she was going to show off her armpits. And that at 300,000 subscribers, she would do anything you want, chat. Now, I may be gone come 2023, but if you get Pippa up to 300,000 subs, she's going to do some really degenerate stuff for you. Shameful. Shamefully embarrassing things. But she was totally on board. It's really bad. The audio cut out and the VOD's not up right now, but you can take my word for it. Pippa's Pits at 200,000, and Pippa does anything at 300,000. You're welcome. You're Pippa Pitkin. You're welcome, chat. I hope you enjoy that. See, everybody's rambunctious today. So we had some groypers in there earlier. That's fine. They're allowed to come in and spam and say whatever they like. I know it's probably a new experience for them. Anybody that's been over at Cozy knows you can't really say what you want in the chat without getting banned. But over here on Daddy Jim and his special stream, you can say whatever you like. Never really been one for the Jannies. Like to let you say what you want to say, no matter how mean-spirited it may be. Though, of course, YouTube has the final say. Susan's watching after all of us, I'm sorry to say. I can't stop that. But if you wrap yourself up in some Franzia boxes, I think you'll be all right. I think you'll live through it, chat. What a year. Oh my God, can you believe it? What a wild and wacky year. On our little Year of the Chud year in review, we'll be looking at some of the goofy characters that have popped up over time. I hope you enjoy that. Go over some of the stories that have popped up over the year. Now, I know, it's New Year's Eve, and there's football on right now. I'm not sure who's playing hand egg right now, but I'm sure it's a team you probably want to watch. I'm sure you want to go out there and light off some fireworks and get drunk and ride your snowmobiles into a wall or something, or whatever the fuck it is you do on New Year's Eve. So I will try to keep this to a reasonable length so you don't have to explain to your family, what are you doing right now? Why aren't you out at the barbecue? Uncle Buck he's making hamburgers and you're in your room listening to some person on the internet? And why do you keep buying hats? Mom told you to stop using the credit card, Steven. All right, who the fuck needs 85 hats? What's going on? I don't understand it. Do you have a drug problem? Do we need to put you in rehab? Is it time for an intervention? What are they? Have they got black tar heroin hidden under those stars or something, Steven? Uncle Buck is very disappointed. It's very sad. I wanted to share something with you. Apparently, I didn't even notice this until really, after the stream, but had a little gift left on my lawn. A little gift left on my lawn. Now, fun fact, I do have cameras around the house when I show the swatting footage, everything like that. But generally, if people are just having a bit of a goof or fun or whatever, I don't usually put up footage because everybody tries to be so shy and coy about it. Like if you're dropping off potatoes or running up a cart or something like that, I'm not going to do it. But notice somebody with a sled out in the street at like 10 at night trying to be stealthy. And then, what do you know? What's sitting at the front yard? What's been built up in the front yard? A snowman. Somebody came by and built me a fucking snowman out of actual snow. I thought maybe that's like fake plastic, or maybe it's like fake plastic and they put a little camera in the eye, the charcoal eyes or something. This is some great op that I was unaware of. But no, they built me a little snowman, a little chud butt snowman. Horrible. Look at that fucking guy.
Oh my God.
I swear to God.
Oh,
they had it disassembled into parts. So there are 3 giant snowballs, and then the arms and like all of this. And it took them 10 minutes. Now imagine it's dark. You can't really see very well. There's some house lights and street lights. But it's 10 at night. It's a little nipply out there. It's cold. And you're trying to stealthily build a snowman in somebody's yard. A+. I like it. Now, of course, it's giving its ass to the neighborhood. So this snowman's been built specifically for me. Nobody else gets to look at the amazing effort that went into this. You got a little carrot nose, charcoal eyes. He's got the little buttons. Even put a scarf on him and a hat and everything. And, of course, I made my wife go out there with a stick and poke it a few times to make sure it didn't explode. just on the off chance this is like a proximity mine. Like, oh, we're gonna goof on Jim. He's never gonna see it coming when he walks out there and it detonates. But luckily, it was really just a snowman, and she's still alive. So I guess I win Husband of the Year. Hey, honey, do you wanna walk outside and just make sure it's not gonna take out half the neighborhood? Okay, I don't think the neighbors are gonna be super thrilled about that, enthused about that snowman out there. But given the effort, we're gonna keep this little guy, put him right in the corner here. Just gonna keep him. You know, I had this like background art, and that's fine. We'll keep him in the corner for now, so everybody can enjoy the little Chudbud snowman. Also, a shout out to Of Interest, who's been doing he's been doing a lot of Year of the Chud artwork. I know I keep using other things. It's probably infuriating, but a very good artist. He's over on chudbuds.lol and does good work. I don't know if he's opening a shop. He should. He seems to draw really good stuff. I saw the newest one, and then I saw like the collage he did. All very good. I've seen a lot of artwork. People put out a lot of artwork, and it's been very, very good. Chat, it's been very, very good. Well, as you know, this will be our final stream. Jim is riding off into the sunset. He's going to go do Jim things. We already got that out of the way. We already talked about the sad stuff already. We did that last time. And I even played some Sarah McLachlan this morning to really hits you in the heart. So I'll be keeping it upbeat. And we're gonna have a chud-tastic evening as we go over this. As we go down our list of characters, I think maybe you've forgotten how goofy this fucking year has been. How just absolutely stupid this year has been. It's been great. There's been a lot of stuff I was able to cover and some stuff I haven't really even been able to get to. So it's good times. Now also, let me just say this. There are a lot of super chats. I will try to read as many as I can. The last time I got detoured for like 4 hours. And Jimmy I don't know if Jimmy's got it in him. All right, you have to remember. They were blasting air raid sirens at my fucking head. Air raid sirens. Somebody was using Morse code this morning. I don't know what it translates to, but it was probably an insult. Probably a racial epithet. One of those two. One of those two words. Probably both would work, let's be honest. But let's start our little year in review. I've got some mug shots, some photos of some of the individuals as we work our way through and do a little highlight. And I'm going to let you decide, chat. Oh, wait, we actually have a poll that's up already. Since we're all Rama here. And since the majority of you already voted, this ends it all. This is the definitive answer, by the way, chat, for Rama. So I hope you're ready. Rama, yes or no? 7,400 of you voted, 7,500 watching right now. That's pretty much everybody. 87% overwhelmingly yes. You are here to Rama. That's probably the wrong message to take from all of this. I don't think you should be sniffing petrol. It's probably the wrong approach, chat. You know, I thought after doing streams for a whole fucking year, you'd be like, oh, no. No, that song's telling me not to do that. But of course you take the opposite direction. God bless you all. God bless you all, little chud buds. Sniffing that petrol. Out there not giving a fuck, going Rama on everybody. Oh, I see more people are now voting, but I don't think you're going to swing it. I think it's pretty much solidly stuck at where it is. I don't think it's moving anywhere, chat. I'm sorry. 8,000 votes now, still 87% yes. Unless you can pull like 10,000 people out of your ass, you're not changing the vote. You're all addicted to petrol. God, too bad Randbot's not watching right now. He would love you for that. Randbot, my inheritor. I gave him all my oodles. He took all my oodles on Odyssey. So I hope you enjoy that. I'm sure he'll continue the time-honored tradition of laughing at stupid people on the internet. We also have Michael Alberto out there doing his documentary videos. It's Michael and Rantbot. It's a combination of the two. If they ever find a way for two men to have a baby and those two people have a baby together, you get yourself a new Jim. I think that's how that works. He's a little bit wacky. He's a little Australian. Michael's a little, I don't know what Michael is. Afro-Latino, I think? It's going to be a little difficult for Randbot. He's a bit of a racist, but I think this couple can make it work, chat. I think we can have a beautiful relationship. A beautiful relationship. All right, let's take the poll down. We know the Rama Rama question has been answered, chat. And let's begin our year in review. Now, this is cheating a little bit because it's kind of touched on last year and this year. But we've got contestant number 1. Now, the way I'm going to try to do this is break them up into pairs. We're going to do like a little voting bracket, chat. I'm going to go over 2 individuals, and then I'm going to let you pick one. We'll move them to the next round. And we'll focus more on what makes them the entertaining shit show, the trash fire, the clown show of the year. Now, I know you may think you know who's going to win it, but there's been quite a few interesting little tales. And really, when you look at it and the totality of it, it might be a little more difficult than you imagine. But we're going to start it off with Mr. Hooks himself, Jack Murphy. Oh, do you remember Jack? The super alpha male, Mr. Vitality, uber cuck extraordinaire. Jack began our little journey on our Chud Buds adventure by freaking the fuck out on a internet talk show. Somebody had the gall to send in a super chat to ask Jack about his cuckin' history, about his authorship on cuckin', about the cuck lifestyle. And the floodgates, they opened. Now, this is a guy that used to give advice. He was one of the dating gurus, one of those people that you'd come across on occasion on the internet that really sets himself up to tell people, hey, do you want to know how to get a girlfriend? Because I can tell you for the low price of $8,000. A little bit steep, but I guess if you're lonely enough, Jack seemed like a beacon of hope. He's a lighthouse out on the dark waters of encelitude. I'm making that word up. That's my new word now. Encelitude. Trademark copyrighted. Jack will have to pay me money for the courses if he wants to use that in his brochures. So Jack gets asked a question. Jack doesn't like that question very much and ends up freaking out. Was it Sydney, I think her name was? On her little host for daring to ask it. Which, let's be honest, is the wrong approach, chat, to take when you're asked something on the internet. Generally, you're going to be led, well, if you remember this simple fact. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, don't flip out. If you can follow that, you're probably going to get by 95% of the time, no matter how embarrassing or insulting it is. I mean, you can have good banter and a good quip to fire back with. But as long as you remember, don't flip out, don't spaz out, don't be a sped, you're going to do fantastic. But our boy here, Jack, just couldn't help himself. He had to freak out. And so what happens? What's the internet's reaction when somebody freaks out over something? Well, the first thing they want to do is dig into it. Why is this guy flipping out over a simple question? A super chat. I mean, somebody set this entire thing into motion. A 3-month shit show into motion with, I believe, a $5 super chat. That might be the most bang for your buck I've seen anybody ever get on the internet. And if I still had my Twitter account, because I screen capped it, I don't have my Twitter account anymore, but if I still had it, I could tell you the name of that hero. The protagonist of our story who sent that in. Sadly, chat, I don't remember what his name is. But I salute you. Can we get an 07 in chat for the man that set into motion Jack Murphy's train wreck? Can we get an 07 for the brave Hanon that sent in a $5 super chat and made a man implode in real time? An 07 to remember that all it took was one single question to make this guy flip out harder than almost anybody on the internet ever has? Oh, I'm seeing those 07s. I'm seeing a lot of 07s, a lot of well-spent money. That's right, chat. It was well spent. So what happens when you freak out like that? What's the general reaction? Well, like I said, people want to know why. So they began to investigate Jack Murphy. What is he doing? Why is he flipping out? And that, my friends, is when everything went downhill. Because it turns out the man who presents himself as a dating guru, the man who presents himself as a savior to incels that can get you off the lonely road, that can teach you how to eat right and live right and have a good life. It turns out that individual is a massive cuck. We're talking super duper cuck. A supernova of cuckdom. And it just didn't end there. It wasn't just that he was writing articles, and he did, about how to be a cuck. It wasn't that he was just writing articles about living a weird kind of sexual, voyeuristic lifestyle. There were videos. There were videos, and there was pictures, and there was audio of a lot of sucking and fucking going on. Lots of really embarrassing shit. And of course, I think we've all learned the lesson at this point. I mean, it's more true than it's not. That any man that posts his penis on the internet, unless they're a porn star, generally has a very small penis. I've seen this happen now 20 times, and I think there's one exception. And our boy here, we'll call him Little Tinkle Winkle. Our boy here, Little Tinkle Winkle, he's kind of got a small dick. So it comes as no shock that the man presenting himself as the dating guru with a tiny itty bitty baby dick, who's known for using, and I guess this is this like an industry term, pussy hooks? The man with the baby dick, known for using pussy hooks. You're not as much of alpha chat as we all expected. Not as much as the Uber stud that we were all imagining him to be. And of course, it turned into the trash fire that we all know, the Jack Murphy trash fire. Now we covered this. God, I said it's a little bit of cheating. It's a tiny bit of cheating because a little bit last year, a little bit this year. But I think it's fair because it really did start off the chud stuff. And it was months of this. He shut down his website. He went dark for quite some time. And then tried coming back, and immediately everybody that knew him started making pussy hook jokes, talking about those baby dicks. And he was not having it. He was not very happy. His political capital was spent, I guess you could say. And I can't remember the name of a specific group. Was it the Illuminati Pussy Slayers? Was that what he called himself? I can't remember. They had a group name. You could pay $500 to join the super secret stud chat. I don't know. I don't know if they offered refunds on that, if it was like a Bernie Sanders thing, no refunds. But our boy here, got to give him credit. Because Jack Murphy is the one that started this whole shit show. Good going, Mr. Murphy. Mr. Pussy Hooks. We're loving it. Now, Jack Murphy is contestant number one. As I said, he's the progenitor, the originator of the shit shows this year. But he's not the only one. Oh, we've got another one coming up, and we're going to pair him, I think, let's go with Keffels. Things have escalated, now I'm in hiding. And I'm sure you all remember Keffels and their jihad, their crusade against Kiwi Farms. There's poor, innocent, church-going, Christian-loving Kiwi Farms. I don't know if you know much about Kiwi Farms, but let me tell you a little bit about Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms is a charitable organization dedicated to helping orphans. Hand to God, Joshua Moon spends most of his days feeding the hungry. He runs a soup kitchen. They use the ad revenue off of Kiwi Farms to feed the homeless. And here comes Keffels. And what does Keffels hate? Charity. Keffels hates charity. So they decide that they're going to take out Kiwi Farms. Time to take them down. Time to wipe them out. We can't let that evil Kiwi Farms exist on the internet anymore. Oh. So we're gonna get the brigade together, and we're gonna take them out. Now this was a campaign Keffels waged, I'd say, for about 2 months. They had a lot of people in the how do I put this? What exactly would you call it? This particular brigade. It's right on the tip of my tongue, and it's probably going to stay there if I don't want to have the stream immediately banned. But to give you the short background, Keffels goes to war with Kiwi Farms. Blames Kiwi Farms, by the way, for all the tragic things that have happened to them. If you remember this amazing video, things have escalated, now I'm in hiding. Now, Keffels is a bit of a unique case because I think out of everybody on the list for shit shows and trash fires this year, Keffels might be the only one that actually profited with their GoFundMe or their fundraiser, $100,000, $200,000. It was quite a sum of money. Everybody else, really, that we're going to cover, nobody's hit that. So I guess if you had an L and a W category, Keffels would have got a W on the fact that they really got money out of this. Compared to, say, Jack Murphy, who just got purely humiliated. But Keffels decided that they don't like what's going on. They want kiwi farms taken down. And starts to go after anybody that would say otherwise. You could see fights taking place on Twitter all the time. Now, Keffels, I believe, and I really do believe this is true, ran a bot army and would use that to astroturf anybody they came across, loving to tell people that they were getting ratioed. In particular, they really didn't like Destiny. Wanted to go after Destiny. Now, maybe that's because Destiny made a manifesto, an entire manifesto about Keffels, and then uploaded it to the internet to slam dunk on them, which was pretty funny. But got Destiny banned from Twitter. Got many people banned from Twitter. Got me banned from Twitter. All for really just talking about the dumb things that Keffels does. And they had help from other people. Well, I won't name names, but let's just say one of them was famous for, what was the phrase they used? Consent accident? Was that what was the term was? Consent accidents? By the way, do you notice that, fun fact, a little aside as we go over the history of Keffels here, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but ever since Elon Musk took over, Keffels doesn't seem to have the sway they used to have. Now, they've retreated. They've gone back, and they mostly lurk on, what is it, Twitch now? But as far as using Twitter to get people canceled, that kind of fell apart. That kind of just imploded on them. Not working out like it always used to. Huh. Well, that's really suspicious. What all the people that were, behind the scenes at Twitter that seem to have a political ideology they like to kind of infuse into their decision-making on policy, when they suddenly got fired, all of a sudden, Keffels can't get people canceled easily. Weird. Strange. So there's Keffels starting their war against kiwi farms with the help of other people who hate kiwi farms, a particular group of people that really dislike kiwi farms, wanting to stop poor innocent Joshua Moon, charitable boy that he is, shut down his soup kitchen. And what do? They go after everything they can, all the pieces of infrastructure that they can take out, and they take it out. And Josh is on the ropes for a little while. I'd say if there's one interesting story from this year, not related to trash fires, but just somebody that had an arc that was a bit admirable this year, would be Josh. We had a lot of people out there, won't name names right now, we'll get to it later, that claim to be targeted by governments, by banks, by different entities that really wanted to come down on top of them. And one person that legitimately happened to was Josh at Kiwi Farms. What do we see happen? We had everything from ISPs to Tier 1 providers shutting them down. We had servers shutting them down, software shutting them down. Anything and everything that Keffels could attack to try to take down Kiwi Farms, it seemed to get unplugged, one after the other. But somehow, some way, Josh, throughout all of it, for 2 to 3 months, has miraculously kept the website up. It's still kicking. Keffels started a war to take down the worst, according to them, the worst website on the internet down, and they couldn't do it. Not with all the press on their side, not with governments on their side, not with technology companies on their side, not with social activists on their side. Keffels aimed a cannon at Kiwi Farms, and it was a dud. And our little boy Josh kept his soup kitchen open. And of course, the hits keep on rolling, because what happens with Keffels? Well, their power diminishes on Twitter. They don't have the sway they used to have. Those ratios are getting smaller. Audience is shrinking a little bit. Not as many people watching as they used to on Twitch. And of course, the police, because they had claimed they'd gotten swatted, that's why they had to go overseas. What happens? Well, the police come out and they have their internal ruling. Or the Canadian government, I don't know how it works up there, really. I don't really pay attention to the Canadians too much. Who does? What happens? Everything's copacetic, bros. The police say, hey, you know what? Nothing bad happened here. Keffels is full of shit. So there they are. An embarrassment. In fact, chat, can we get an E for embarrassment? Can we get an E for embarrassment in chat? For declaring war against a website and just fucking it up? I mean, sure, you got some good money out of it. Nobody's denying that. Nobody can. But you completely fucked it up. You started your war and hit them with everything you could, and you completely fucked it up. Can we get E's and Josh won? I think Josh Moon deserves that. Doesn't he? Sure, he can be a bit spurgy and freak out from time to time, But Josh won. And I think, at the end of the year, on New Year's Eve, we should really celebrate that. Josh won. The old internet, a little vestige of it, won. Things may change, 2023 may come, and it could get worse. Who knows? Who knows what's up ahead? But E for embarrassment, and a Josh won. Sad, shameful, Keffels. Really, quite shameful. Now, we're going to use these two. Let me pull down this picture here. Who does that, by the way? Things have escalated. Now I'm in hiding. And then like a day later, we find out where they are because they tell everybody. I've gone into hiding. By the way, here I am. Why would you do that? Why would you tell everybody you're in hiding and then immediately tell everybody where you are? Oh, because you want attention. Because it was all about attention. It was all about looking good rather than being good. And you thought Josh would be an easy target. You thought Kiwi Farms would be an easy get. And you couldn't even take it down. Embarrassing. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. So we're going to call this bracket 1. Ooh, bracket 1. And we're going to have Jack Murphy and Keffels going head to head as we move through our brackets of best shit show of the year, chat. Now I'm going to put that up there. That's for you to vote. Let me ask the community here. Bracket 1. I know I should have had some game show music. Ding dong, ding dong. But we'll see. What was the better shit show? Was it Jack Murphy and his massive implosion and destruction of his dating reputation? Or was it Keffels having to bend the knee to Josh Moon because they couldn't take down Kiwi Farms no matter how hard they tried? Oh, take your time to vote, chat. I'll give you time. I see the votes they're tallying in. A lot of people going with Keffels. But Jack's making a little bit of a comeback here. I know, might be unfair. Keffels is a little bit more modern news. And poor Jack Murphy was right at the tail end of last year, beginning of this year. Memories have faded a little bit. But we're getting there right now. Jack Murphy sitting at a 41%, up 40%. Keffels got that lead 60% to 40. I know it's a bit of a tough because I tried to pair them up as best I could. But I will abide by chat's decision. Chat, you're calling the best shit show of the year. Of all the stories we've covered and the individuals that have just tripped over themselves like fucking idiots. God, I love the internet. It's been like a story a month, really. Really, when you look at it, it's been pretty great. We've got 5,000 votes in so far. Jack Murphy at 40%, Keffels at 60. Now we've got about 9,600 watching. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit longer here. Maybe Jack can swing that win. I don't know. Be the first time he's won in the last fucking year. First time he's won. Keffels already has that 1 W from just making money. Oh, is Jack going to get defeated twice? That's embarrassing. Oh, shameful, Jack. Not only did you get beaten by the internet, now you're getting beaten by Keffels? Oh, my God. I don't know how you're going to cope with that. Maybe I should. Should I look up some, Price is Right music or something when they're making their decision so I can play that as we go over these brackets? I don't know. I've got like a song stuck in my head, a little jingle for what the music should sound like, but I'll be damned if I can't. You can't just go and search ding dong on fucking YouTube. I don't even want to know what that's going to pull up. Probably some Spider-Man Elsa video that's going to get me put in an FBI van. Not looking good, Jack. I'm sorry to say we're 2 minutes into this. Give it another minute here. But Jack, it's looking like you're losing here, buddy. Jack blown again. That's right. His what was it? Hetero flexibility has been blown out of the water. It's not looking good, Jack. It's looking very sad here. I'm sorry. I think you're gonna have to take the L on this one. All right. We'll wait till it ticks over to 7,000 votes, and then we're calling it. We're 3 minutes in. I don't think there's any way Jack Murphy's gonna pull this out. I'm calling it right now. The winner of bracket 1, and I'm just gonna get rid of his picture right now. That way I don't have to be confused and be like, who won, who lost? You're gone, Jack. Get out of here. Goodbye, Jack Murphy. Shameful. Shameful, Jack Murphy. Can't believe you lost again. All right, let's close that. Let's end that poll. Keffels handily won that. You can see it. Just pop by. Bracket 1. There you go. well, 59 to 40%, 7,500 votes. Keffels is moving on. Of course, we'll see how they do in bracket 2. Because now we got some big hitters coming up, folks. All right, we got a very big hitter. Extremely big hitter coming up. Emphasis on the big part. I'm talking about, bitch, I'm an internet celebrity. Oh, you know it was coming. I mean, we can't talk about the year of the Chud. We can't talk about the Chud-tastic trash fires that have happened without talking about Ethan Ralph, who I think has been almost a staple of fuck-ups throughout the year. I mean, it's almost remarkable, really, how many fuck-ups this one individual is responsible for and still continually engaging in. I almost feel a little bit of pity about who he's going up against, but we'll see how he does. Now, Ethan Ralph, if I wanted to give you a little bit of history, and it's going to be a year's worth condensed down into 10 minutes here. Ethan Ralph started getting people's attention. Well, he's got people's attention for a few things before this, like a bifurcated gun photo. But really, it was his first attempt to own the A-Logs, or as his particular group will become known, the A-Hogs. Having a fight with Andy Warski of Kino Casino, he decided that he was going to one-up him by going to Portugal. Oh, isn't that going to be fun? Andy's homeland, the place Andy Warski wanted to go move to because he had relatives out there, and he was going to go and visit it. And what did Ralph decide to do because they were having a petty fight on the internet? I'm going to go fly out there myself, Warski. So he hops on a plane, goes to Portugal, and what happens? Well, suddenly there are photos being posted of him with his face broken, orbital bone shattered, nose busted, black and blue all over his face, swollen, disheveled, unsightly. And we get an initial story. If I remember right, Ralph's initial story was that he was attacked by 5 ninjas in an alleyway. 5 ninjas descended from the shadows in an alleyway, and Ralph fought them off with his katana. Of course, as the story evolved over time, it wasn't really 5 ninjas. It was more like 3 guys. And of course, the beating not being embarrassing enough, they stole his purse. Imagine going to a foreign country to one-up some guy on the internet, and you're beaten in the streets, and they steal your purse, and then they sell it on eBay. That's right. The people that beat him in the streets of Portugal sold his man purse. They tried to sell his man purse on the internet for profit. Unbelievable. Now, my little interaction with Ralph really begins when I laughed at this, and he started writing Tumblr blogs about myself and my family. He's very upset, leading to me going on to streams with him, namely Mundane Matt. Now, if you remember, Ralph had a history with Mundane Matt. Matt had shown his flagging history. He had flagged down a lot of people that were critical of him, and Ralph loved to celebrate that. He would bring it up at every opportunity. That was called the Boulder Stream. He loved to dunk on Mundane Matt. So it's that George Lucas pottery moment where it rhymes. Because all of a sudden now Ethan Ralph is on a live stream with me laughing about him being, beaten in Portugal, and Mundane Matt's the host. Now, I don't need to play that stream for you. You've probably seen it by this point, or at least the highlights of it. But Ralph cried. He cried a little bit. He cried a lot. And then to really just make it extra embarrassing, the man who he had delighted in the humiliation of for years and years and years, Mundane Matt, asked him to show his flagging history, and then follows it up by basically calling Ralph a hypocrite. And what does Ralph do? He ran away. Ralph ran away from Mundane Matt, the man he had the biggest victory of his life against, the man.
Oh, this story always make me sleepy.
Man was able to humiliate Ralph in front of an audience as he drunkenly cried because people were laughing about his man purse being stolen. Ouch. And that's like, we've done 1/10 of the lore. That's what I'm talking about. We've got a real winner here, folks. Because Ralph wasn't just, he can't just stop there. Beaten in another country, having your purse stolen, humiliated by your arch enemy, Mundane Matt. How does he follow it up? A bowling event. A bowling event where he gives himself a trophy. And what happens at that bowling event? He gets elbowed in the face by a dude who calls him Rape It Ralph. as half his attendees flee because the police show up. I think Dick Masterson's knees exploded. Just terrible things. And Ralph, of course, had bought a giant trophy for this event and then gave it to himself. So I guess when you've been beaten in another country, had your purse stolen, had your arch nemesis humiliate you, get elbowed in your face at your own event, have a bunch of people who are fans of Pod Awful make fun of you on the microphone by bringing food, I guess you need to buy yourself a trophy to feel a little better. A bit humiliating, to be honest. Now, Ralph, not content with just being beaten out twice in public on film, decides let's make it a trifecta. And in hockey, we call it a hat trick. And we can see he loves his hats. So Ralph decides he's going to go to Portugal again to teach the A-Hogs a lesson. You can't stop me, A-Hogs. I'm going back. Let's see what you going to do. I'm going to Lisbon. And what happens? He gets beaten again, this time by 2 Brits, a couple of bongs, after taunting the internet saying, I ain't scared of you, I ain't scared of nothing, come get me. Come see what happened, come get me. A couple of bongs decide to go and find him. And then he attacks them first, by the way. And they beat him in the streets of Portugal. Now, Ralph said that he was going to get Interpol to arrest them. This was a while ago. But I don't think there's been any APBs put out. I don't see any international search warrants being issued for shit posters and YouTube streamers from Bongland. Shameful display. Once again, embarrassed on the internet, beaten a 3rd time in front of an audience. But Ralph just keeps that momentum going. It just doesn't end there. Some other highlights from the year would be when I sold a t-shirt to shame him into paying child support. You may not know this, but Ralph was ducking out on paying his child support. So I made a t-shirt that said, I spent more on this t-shirt than Ethan Ralph has on his son. And what do you know? All of a sudden, Ralph wants to pay child support. Oh, that's an A-Hog victory, folks. You got shamed into paying child support by a fucking internet t-shirt. Embarrassing. And of course, you'd think, okay, it can't possibly get worse than that. Well, he decides to do a Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego bit by saying that he's going to flee and that you're never going to find him. Oh, actually, I forgot one other instance. I'm sorry. There's so much shit, it's hard. You occasionally forget, and especially when you try to sum it up in 10 minutes. There was a janitor at an aquarium that Ralph threatened to show up to. Ralph said that he was going to go to an aquarium and beat a janitor up, the guy that cleans the fucking fish tanks. He was coming down there, he's going to teach him a lesson. What ends up happening? Ralph doesn't go down there. He instead contacts management and tries to get the janitor fired. So what does the aquarium do? The aquarium tells the janitor, don't worry about it, and then bans Ethan Ralph from ever going to that aquarium. I don't know anybody. There's no one else I've ever heard of that's been banned from a fucking aquarium before. But somehow, our rage pig here, our bog hog, pulled it off. The fishman cometh, and the fishman taketh. And poor Ethan Ralph is now banned from the fucking aquarium. Oh, that is some embarrassing shit. And that's hard. That's hard when every moment from almost all points of this year have been nothing but an embarrassment. So shamed from being beaten in public 3 times, from awarding himself his own trophy in bowling, from having people leave corn cobs on his front yard, to having a janitor one-up him on the internet. Ralph decides he's going to play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. The A-Hogs can't find me. I've moved somewhere you're never going to find me. And as if it was divine intervention, God himself reached down from the heavens and set loose upon Mexico earthquakes. And every time there would be an earthquake in Mexico, Ethan Ralph would not be able to stream. We're talking a 1-to-1 ratio. Earthquake in Mexico, Ralph can't stream. Another earthquake in Mexico, Ralph can't stream. Suddenly people put 2 and 2 together, and they're like, I think he went to Mexico. I think he might be down there. Now, this could never really be confirmed, just speculated. That is until Ralph decided, you know what? After no Ralph November, After people just ignoring me for a month, I need that attention. I need to embarrass myself some more. And decides to get into a giant fight with his new, or soon-to-be, father-in-law. Because he's going to get married. Now, he was originally going to get married at a bowling alley, and then it was going to be a wrestling event. And now I think it's Atlantic City. I don't know what the fuck this guy's up to. He's getting married somewhere. And the dude that's the father of the bride. All right, our upcoming father-in-law straight up gives his location away. And then on top of that, the Mexican government's database has his picture for entry into the country up and searchable. So first it was God, then it was a father-in-law, and then it was the Mexican government itself. Came after Ralph and gave away his location. He finally had to fess up. Okay, hogs, I'm down here. And it just gets worse. Because now the father-in-law and him are screaming at each other on Twitter. They're into a big fight. We're finding out that Ralph lives in a concrete box in Mexico, that he hides in his truck to use the air conditioning, that it's mold infested where he lives, that there are wild packs of dogs on the street. Fantastic. That's a chef's kiss. That's a chef's kiss if I've ever heard of one. Just event after event after event after event. He really keeps the hits coming. Now, it's funny to me, because all the way back on that Monday Match stream, Ralph had the criticism that you gave up the name your daddy gave you? You changed the name your daddy gave you? I'd like to remind everybody that this is a dude who's in a group called America First, who's now living in Mexico. He gave up the country his daddy gave him. Now, I want you also to recall that there's an internet phenomena known as Drachenlord. You remember him? The German guy everybody screams at and fucks with all the time? He lived at his house getting fucked with for 5-6 years. Ethan Ralph ran away before Drachenlord did. Drachenlord is more of a man than Ethan Ralph. I ain't scared. Apparently you're much more scared than that German dude. Sad. Absolutely sad and shameful. A big, obese, rock star loving German man has bigger balls than you, Ralph. Ouch. Shameful. I think he needs to give up that bowling trophy and that fake wrestling belt to Drachenlord. I think that's who deserves it. Because he is a bigger man. Now now remember, we're in bracket number 2. All right, we had Keffel's win against Jack Murphy. Now you might think this is unfair. Who the fuck's going to outdo Ethan Ralph? I mean, it's been disastrous. Let me introduce you to federal agent Baked Alaska. Now, Baked Alaska's had a hell of a year. I don't know if you remember this, but he's been a busy boy. It's very difficult to snitch on as many people as Baked Alaska has, but he's really put in the effort. Ever since his federal plea agreement for January 6th, numerous gripers have all mysteriously been arrested or had charges brought against them. It's a little suspicious. Baked also happens to be a half co-owner. Well, a co-owner owns half of, at least to my understanding, of Louise's Power Chat, which is the financial system embedded into Cozy.gov. I'm sorry, Cozy TV, the premier streaming platform of America First. So our federal informant, who signed a federal plea deal related to January 6th, is running the financial system that gets everybody's information over on Cozy.gov. What could go wrong? As Groiper after Groiper after Groiper gets arrested and sentenced to large amounts of time. Now our boy Baked here doesn't look like he's going to do a ton of time. He's going to be going to a mid-security prison. A mid-security prison, maybe. But he's going to be starting off 2023 with a bang. I know it's not really inside the year of the Chud. It's not really 2022, but what you need to take into account is, after he maced a bouncer, he called it content spraying. After he maced a bouncer, bizarre. After he did that, he got tried and convicted and tried to appeal his sentencing. And they said no deal. So now Baked Alaska is going in January 2nd, I believe, for 30 days in county lockup. And then after that 30 days are up, sometime in February or March, he should be finding out just how much time he's going to get federally for January 6th. Now, he turned in enough people, and he's got all those Power Chat receipts, and he'll probably not do a ton of time. But Baked, all the stuff that Ethan has done, he's avoided, I guess, going to the big house, right? So when you looked at Jack Murphy and you looked at Keffels, we could say Keffels kind of got a W because they got money out of it. Well, if you looked at Baked Alaska and you looked at Ralph, well, Ralph got a W out of it because he's not going to prison in 2 days and then again in 60 days and potentially one more time at the end of the year. So I'm not, Yoba Bros, I'm not feeling so good. Cozy Sisters, whew, I'm feeling a little nervous. Maybe he's going to do that 30 days in county lockup and decide he doesn't like it so much. Maybe Bake's going to decide he wants to get out of the federal stuff. I don't know, Cozy Sisters. But I'm not feeling not feeling so good over here. Now that is our bracket number 2. Let me put up the poll. I know it's unfair. Who can beat Ethan Ralph? But I will let chat decide. Chat will decide on our bracket number 2. Who's going to the finals, boys? Who's going to the finals? Vote for your bigger trash fire here. Is it going to be Baked? Or is it going to be Ralph? I mean, it's almost a given. No, you could surprise me. You could 180 on me and be like, oh, he'll never see it coming. Jim, foolish bastard, you'll never see this coming. I know it really is hard. I tried to make the brackets fair. This one was hard because like, who do you put it up with? Like, who do you put it up with to make this work? I don't know. Total Ralph Mayo victory. Ralpha Bros, it's a redemption arc. Oh, look at these votes. This is more skewed than it was with Jack Murphy and Keffels. We already got 4,500 votes coming in. 86% are saying Ralph won in our moving ahead to brackets. Well, I don't know if you could call it winning. I guess I should rephrase that. Is it really winning when you're voted bigger trash fire? I mean, kind of? Maybe? Not 100% certain on that. I'm going to need to wait for chat to give me a solid answer on that. Seeing a lot of corn and a lot of sueys in chat. Oh, I'm seeing some pills. Okay, let me give you a shake here. Let old man Metokur. Oh, Jim, why won't you die, Metokur? Let me grab one of my bottles and give it a shake. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the good shit. Oh, shit, that's the good shit. Oh. I'm going to try to give each vote about 2 to 3 minutes. So, if we give Jack Murphy and Keffels 3 minutes, we'll give Ralph and Bake 3 minutes, even though I think it's fairly obvious who's winning this one. 6,400 votes coming in, 2-minute mark, 86% for Ralph already. Is Ralph going to take the crown? Is Ralph going to be the victor of the biggest dumpster fire of the year? Potentially, but there's been some pretty big shit shows. So we'll see where that goes. It's not true. It's not true. I've got one more minute of voting here, folks. I think people are so defeated by the notion that Baked has no chance in hell, they're like, there's no point in voting. There's no way. There's no way federal informant Baked is going to take this. I'm sorry, Mr. Alaska. You're going to have to twirl around in a parking lot bitching about Twitter again. I just don't think you're going to take it. I just don't think you're going to win it. It's not true. Oh. I wish I was slightly healthier and I could do more fun voices. But really, I've just got the Ashton and Andy baby voice and maybe a really shitty Southern voice, and that's like it. That's it. I used to be able to do a semi-decent Ralph, but that's past me now. I'll have to wait for a new torchbearer to show up to be able to do a good Ethan Ralph voice. All right, we're at the 3-minute mark, folks. And it's clear. Ethan Ralph is winning. He's moving on to the next bracket. Ralph has moved on to the next bracket. Let's see what that final percentage. Wow, that shot by fast. So the winner in bracket number 2 would be Ethan Ralph with 85%. Baked Alaska with 14 paltry percent. Baked, goddamn. Not only are you going to prison in 2 days, you only got 14%. Oh my God. Can we get a D in chat for Baked Alaska? A D standing for don't drop the soap? Baked, don't drop the soap? Well, maybe you would like it. I mean, he had those half-naked tickle fights. So I'm not 100% certain. Maybe he does want to drop the soap. Maybe the D doesn't stand for don't drop the soap, but it stands for another kind of D that he's licking his lips over. I don't know. Speculation. Speculation. You can't tell what I'm trying to say. Can't prove nothing. Let's get baked. Get out of here. You're gone. You're done. You're out of here. Oh, we're moving through the brackets here. Now this next one. Okay, folks. This next one I think is actually fairly close. It's really going to depend on how you look at it. Because both are pretty good shit shows. So let's start it off with our boy, the leader of America First, the owner of Cozy.gov, the one who everybody bends a knee for in more ways than one, Nicholas J. Fuentes. This is the most recent picture we have of him, taken at a McDonald's somewhere in Compton as he's working on the Ye24 campaign. He's a little stressed out. He's a little bit of a stress eater. It's all right. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to be ashamed or embarrassed, Nicholas. Now our boy, Little Nick, well, I can't call him Little Nicky anymore, can I? Big Nicky Fuentes has had a bit of a year. It's been rough for the dumper pumper. Where do we even start with this? Well, let's start at the beginning. It's very weird, by the way, that statements of mine have ended up, I don't know what you'd call it, like snowballing events maybe, or helping to facilitate them into bigger trash fires, but Nick Fuentes and I had an engagement on social media where I was critical of statements he made in a stream where he was talking to people like Ethan Ralph about DMCAing people and striking down content. And Nick had given the opinion that he thought it was based and awesome, even taking it further, saying that people like Porcelain should have their accounts removed from the internet, just taken off the internet, because they deserve that. Because he doesn't like their content, it shouldn't exist. No free speech for you. Now, this is a man that's been going around for a year and a half, telling everybody that he was targeted by the government, that everybody's out to get him, they're going to freeze his bank accounts, his money was taken, they couldn't get on airplanes, all these terrible things were going on to him, and then just jovially telling people that he wanted to silence anybody he didn't like. And I thought that was a little bit gay. So we have a stream where Nick, king of the optics, gets on there and calls himself Hitler 2, 3, and 4, talks about how criminals are based and awesome, talks about how it's super neato to flag down content that laughs at you or makes fun of you or you don't like. It basically just devolves into a shit show. And now what happens next? Well, his number one, the boy he loves the most, Jaden. Oh my God, precious Jaden. Rumper Dumper Supreme. Jaden, a member of America First, somebody who worked for the organization who lived at Nick's place in the basement. Jaden decides to leave because they start having fights. Why is Nick upset? Because Jaden found a girlfriend. And because, as he said, as he's quoted as saying, having sex with women is gay. And what happens once our boy Jaden leaves the coop? Once he's flying, once he's left the nest? Well, turns out Nick decided to take hundreds of creep shots of Jaden and then post them as some kind of weird online own against him. It's very bizarre. I've never seen one guy take pictures of another guy asleep that much. And there are pictures of Jaden with his legs open and, partially undressed, asleep on the bed, asleep on the couch. Anytime Jaden closed his eyes, Nick would pull a phone out. He'd be taking selfies of himself with Jaden. He'd be taking just pictures of Jaden straight up. Very weird. Then another little incident pops up where Nick, using a alt Twitter account, because he goes through one every day, posts something, and then what do you see on the phone? A little bit of transsexual pornography. If you remember what happened to Alex Jones during one of his broadcasts, it was pretty similar. So now we've got the boy he loves, he's very upset about, won't stop talking about it month after month after month. Then we get the transsexual porn thing, a little bit embarrassing. But then more stories start coming out. Because what happens? It turns out that when Jaden moved out of the apartment building, or wherever the hell they lived together in the basement, Nick decided to go looking for cum. He went on a cum hunting adventure with a blacklight. Now I want you to imagine how fucking weird this is for a guy. You find out this dude's been taking pictures of you nonstop while you're asleep. And then when you left, he took a blacklight to look for your cum. He's a literal cum detective. That's not an exaggeration. Went looking for that white gold. Checking the couch cushions, looking for used boxers. I don't know, maybe he used more than that blacklight. Maybe he's sniffing around for it. I can't say for sure, but he's out there doing it. So this is going on. We've got an embarrassing breakup that's happening publicly for our boy Nick Fuentes. Got the transsexual porn that's allegedly found on his phone. The cum hunting adventure that happens. His statements about going after people he doesn't like. Him admitting that he does have a working bank account. Finding out that he wasn't on the no-fly list federally, but he was on the no-fly list because he spazzed out on a flight attendant about wearing a mask. Just kind of L after L after L. Kind of building up a little bit for him. But it really kicks into high gear when he decides that he wants to get super political. So Milo Yiannopoulos steps in and says, how can I destroy President Trump? Because Milo's got a grudge. How can I come in and destroy President Trump? I know. I'll bring along with me Nicholas Fuentes, and we'll go with Kanye West to a dinner. So they all get together. Now remember, this is a dude that had a big, like a Trump banner over his bed. MAGA this, MAGA that. Loved Donald Trump, a hero of his. So he goes out, has dinner with Kanye West, has dinner with Milo, has dinner with Donald Trump. And it turns into a shit show spectacular. Because now we've got article after article coming out talking about how shitty Nick Fuentes is. People are playing clips on television about how he's saying it's gay to have sex with women. And everybody's looking at Jaden's rumper dumper like, huh, I wonder what quality this boy has that this man is so attracted to. And of course, he decides, let's kick it up even more. I'm going to be an advisor on the Kanye West 2024 presidential campaign. And how's that working out? Well, after sleeping at a roach-infested Motel 6 because Kanye has no more money, Nick is now back in Chicago doing his stream. So imagine, the end of your year is meeting your two personal heroes and having them both hate you. Donald Trump disavows you. And then Kanye West, I don't know, maybe he got lucid for a minute? He got a little lucid for a minute there. And threw him in a roach motel. And now, we'll get to this in a second, but now Nick is back in Chicago. Embarrassing. It's a little bit embarrassing, chat. Now, who do you pair Nick Fuentes up with? I know it's a bit unfair. Ethan Ralph going against Baked Alaska, that's a little unfair. So let's make sure Nick has got a proper opponent. Let's make sure he's got somebody that's up to standards. Let's talk about Kanye West. Kanye West speed running his way through insanity for us all to watch. Now, Kanye, wanting to be a superhero, I don't know. He wants to be Rorschach. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Walking around in a gimp mask everywhere he goes. Wearing Balenciaga apparel after they have a giant controversy about children and things in their advertisement. Just goes off the deep end. Now, he's being targeted. He had a lot of money taken away. He had some really screwed up shit happen to him, and it's understandable. But he took on his advisors to express those griefs and those grievances. Milo Yiannopoulos and Nicholas Fuentes. So now you've got Kanye West going on to InfoWars and making Alex Jones shudder. Like Alex Jones, a guy that talks about lizard people and water making frogs gay, is like he's holding his face in his hands like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? Kanye's out there with a little net. He's got a little net. He's doing a puppet voice with it and shit. He's walking out of interviews with Tim Pool. He's just going off everywhere. He gets reinstated on Twitter because Elon let him back on, and then he does a bunch of dumb shit and he gets kicked off again. But before he gets kicked off, what does he do? At the height of the Balenciaga controversy, because they had an advertisement where they had reports about children being abused. It was really screwed up stuff. He's telling everybody that Jesus loves Balenciaga and that you should love it too, and that Balenciaga is based. It'd be like if he came out and did a pizza commercial for Comic Ping Pong. Unreal. So as this is starting to gain momentum, as it's getting more and more embarrassing, He's talking about his ex-wife fucking this guy. I can't remember his name. It was some actor comedian, but he went on to Charlemagne's talk show and talked about how the dude had a 10-inch dick and just freaked the fuck out about it. So as this is going on, as this is getting more and more disastrous, and I mean this really has just been a month or two of it. We really haven't seen much of how crazy this is going to get. Now all of a sudden, his ex-business partners who want to serve him for multi-million-dollar lawsuits after he lost his Reebok deal, after he lost all these different deals, where he's making hundreds of millions of dollars, and now they want to get refunded. So now you got an ex-business partner wanting, $5 million, $4.5 million. Kanye's on the lam. He's gone into hiding. So there's Nick. There's Nick Fuentes, his political advisor, in a roach motel in the middle of fucking nowhere, throwing cups of Sprite at people at fucking Waffle House or wherever the hell he was in the middle of the morning, just under a tremendous amount of pressure, as Kanye West is running around in a GIMP mask trying to dodge process servers. Like, he should have called up Ethan Ralph and asked him for advice, because at least Ralph, he's ducking and dodging left and right through this shit. That dude went to Mexico to get away from it. I don't know where Kanye is right now. Is he hiding in a box? Is he living on the street where nobody can find him? He's out there somewhere, like a ghost, a specter, his own comic book hero in his mind, with his little GIMP mask and his net, probably doing puppet voices to people that walk by him on the street. Maybe he asked for change. Maybe he's living as a homeless man now, and he uses that little net to collect it. I couldn't tell you. But this is our bracket 3. So Nick has been building up to kind of imploding, right, towards the end of the year. And so you've got kind of like a slow burn with Nick, and you've got that bright flash with Kanye. Which is the bigger shit show? Kanye West went from being a billionaire to begging for change on the streets and hiding from people in a GIMP mask? Or is it Nick Fuentes, who met his two personal heroes and had them basically shit on him, and then had his boyfriend shit on him, and then had everybody laugh about him talking about how having sex with women is gay? And then, of course, everybody found out he was into cum hunting. There was an article that described him as a cum detective. There's an article in the mainstream media that describes Nick Fuentes as a literal cum detective. That is an accomplishment for the ages, Nick. An accomplishment for the ages. So let me pull that up. This is bracket number 3. Do we want that slow burn Nick Fuentes, or do we want that fast and dirty Kanye West? Which way are we going with this, chat? Let me just get this set up. Bracket number 3, Year of the Chud. It's time to vote for the third one. Long and drawn out shit show, or a glorious explosion of insanity that happens in just a few minutes. It's a tough one. I think it's a fair one. This is more fair than the second one. Maybe that was a little unfair for Baked, I'll be honest. I mean, how do you outdo Ralph? But this, I think it's kind of 50-50. You could really argue either way. It's interesting. With 3,800 votes, Nick is in the lead right now. Kanye West has 44%. So he's got about 2,000 votes. Congratulations, chat. You've just given Kanye West more votes in this internet poll than he'll get in the presidential election in 2024. Can we get a round of applause? A round of applause for Kanye? Just got more votes than you're going to get in 2024, Kanye. You're welcome. That's my gift to you. That's Chud energy, Kanye. I should have been your presidential advisor. Let's just do a YouTube stream where you just go crazy. They're going to love it. Oh, look at that. Everybody clapping in chat. Lovely. Oh, we even have the appropriate skin tone clap hands. Very good. Everybody's being so polite today. You're all being so good. A year of Chud. Very nice. Very good. There we go. Clap, clap, clap. Everybody's clapping. Congratulations, Kanye. You're still losing the poll. Oh, Jesus, that's embarrassing. Oh, my God. Nick Fuentes is beating Kanye West. I wonder if there's probably video from a Motel 6 of that happening, too. Of course, it probably involves a little bit of lubricant and a cucumber. It's a little bit different than we might be imagining. Maybe he's got a Baldo strapped on. I don't know. Use that referral code. Ricada made an extra sale. Nick's like, I got to buy one of these. I got to buy me one of these. Well, we're 2 minutes in, 6,600 votes. Nick Fuentes leading with 53% to 47. This is actually the closest vote we've had so far out of all the brackets. Impressive. Impressive. Give it another minute here. Let everybody get their chance to vote as we move along with our stories. We're going to have a very fun finale. So far into the finals, we've got Keffels, Ethan Ralph, and now it's up. Are we going to go with Fuentes or are we going to go with West? I don't know. I don't know which way it's going to go, chat. Give it one more minute here. Let a few more votes roll in. It is pretty close, 53-47. But Nick still has that lead. I guess that slow burn has been more entertaining than Kanye West's implosion. Let's say here. Okay, we've hit the 3-minute mark. I've got to call it. With 7,200 votes in, Nick Fuentes is the winner of bracket 3. Oh my God. Nick Fuentes has topped Kanye West. I think that might be the only time you're ever going to hear somebody saying a sentence that Nick Fuentes topped anything or anyone. Nick Fuentes topped another man is a sentence you're probably never going to hear, except in this context with this voting poll. Congratulations. Forever Bottom finally topped. Congratulations. 53-46, 7,500 votes. Let's get rid. Kanye, you get out of here. You're gone. You're a loser. Get out of here, loser. We're not keeping you around. Now we've got 2 more brackets to go before we even get into the second round of things. So far, Keffels, Ethan Ralph, and Nick Fuentes have all moved on. They've all moved on to the winner's bracket, I guess. The winner of the biggest shit show. Congratulations. We've got more coming up. But since we've been going for an hour, we're going to take a small break. I'm going to grab another drink. I'll let you get a drink. We'll come back for the next 2 brackets and then get into the finals voting. Oh, boy. Oh, my God, Chuts. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take the biggest shit show of the year? Who's going to be the winner? I don't know. It's viewer choice, my fellow Chuts. So let's put our little dancing pudding on. Do a little be right back. And what song should I play for a break? What's appropriate break music, chat, for this? Let's just go with the classics. You know, I'm going with the classics. We're just going to play them all because, hey, this is the last stream. We did Rama Rama. I'm going to do Blues Clues Remix. Doesn't even make sense. It doesn't fit. Why would you play that, Jim? There's no mystery to solve. We're just voting on the biggest trash fire. I'm playing it because it's fire. I'm playing it because we all love our Blues Clues. Chat, that's why I'm playing it. So let me just get desktop audio up and functional. There we go. Take a small break and we'll be right back.
We gotta find
Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the culprit. Blues, find gotta find the appropriate find. That's the first clue. We gotta find. That's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the appropriate find. Find. That's the first clue. We gotta find.
Have we found it yet? Chat, have you found the first clue? It's a mystery. Have you found that clue, chat? Oh boy. Well, we've got 2 more brackets to go before we get into the winner's circle. The winner's circle for the year of the biggest trash fire. Lovely. All right, Chud Buds. Let's move it along here. Our next one would be a rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall and rise again? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way it would go. I'm talking about the, oh God, Ashton, I feel a little baby's feet kicking in your tummy, Ashton. Oh God, I can feel a little in your tummy. I can hear him. Ashton, the little baby's in your tummy. I can hear him. Now, I personally find Kino Casino entertaining, but they've had their ups and downs. With PPP talking about it being cold outside, and them currently going to war with Godwinson, and their little kerfuffle with the power chat earlier this year, but they did drop it and move on to something else. Now, how do I start this? Where would things have started to maybe take a bit of a downturn? I guess the boxed wine stream, if you remember that. Andy went crazy. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for talcum powder and boxed wine. Starting a little bit of a riff with the casino, leading to missed shows after missed shows. Things started to kind of take a turn there. Of course, Andy had his boxing match this year, which was a little bit embarrassing. He seemed to be upset about it. If you remember right, Keemstar set up a boxing match for Andy Worski, where he was going to be headlining at the O2 Arena in London. Well, maybe not headlining, but one of the people on the card against Salt Poppy. Now, Andy had told everybody he had trained, he was diligent, he was ready for this, he was raring to go, he was going to be the winner in the ring, everything was going to go great. He's going to go Hajime no Ippo on this guy. Dempsey rolling motherfuckers left and right. He was talking shit at press conferences. Everything was looking like it was a go. And what happens? 13 seconds. Salt Poppy smacked the shit out of him. This is a pop, pop, pop. And Andy went down. Dropped like a sack of bricks. Now, everybody had their opinion on this. Everybody had a good laugh and a good giggle about it because Andy did go down fairly quick. I'm surprised Andy didn't remind when Ethan Ralph had spoke up about how quick Andy went down. Andy could have said, hey, I may have gone down in 13 seconds. You know, I only lasted 13 seconds in the boxing ring, but that's twice as long as you last in bed. But he didn't go that route. Got a little upset. Started getting a little agitated. Drinking a little bit more of that boxed wine, having a little bit too much talcum powder. Things start to get a little bit iffy. Shows starting to get missed. Arguing with the audience. What was the name of the dude that Andy got pissed off? Nub something? Chub the Nub? I can't remember what his name is. He didn't like that guy very much at all. Then you have the writers walk off the show. You're talking about Persip and everybody else. Things were looking bad for a while there. Things were looking down bad. But I've watched the last couple of Kino Casinos. They were pretty good. So is that a rise and fall and rise again? I'm not sure. Where do you put that? Where do you put that? Is it baby chat? God, do we even put this in a bracket, or do I just ask you, are they going to be able to raise the baby together? Ashton, our little baby. Our little itty bitty baby, Ashton. I'm not sure which way that's going to go. Oh, it's Jub the Nub. Thank you, chat. See, people in chat are looking out for me. Jub the Nub. Chub the Nub. Say his name. Say his name, chat. Chub the Nub. You put respect on that. You put respect on that name. Oh. Okay. So you got Kino Casino. They're stumbling a bit. Are they going to recover? Are they not? That's going to be your 2023 story. Is it going to be the rise or the fall of Kino Casino in 2023? The last couple of shows have been good. Got some surprise guests on there. You had Bake's sister show up saying she had a sex tape of Bake. Oh my God, I forgot that. How could I have forgotten that when Baked Alaska was going against what? Would it have mattered? They both would have had sex tapes then. It's kind of a washout. I guess it doesn't really count. Though it would be bizarre that your sister would have a sex tape of you. A little strange. They also got Alex Stein on. Alex Stein, and again, that's another story I forgot. God, there's so much lore around all these people, it's hard to keep track of it all. They had Alex Stein on, and he was just continually shitting on Ethan Ralph for like an hour as they, regaled him with stories about puppies. And they also had Andy Dick on. They got Andy Dick on as a guest. It's weird. It's almost every guest that shows up on Kino Casino hates Ethan Ralph. It's very strange, even celebrities. So, will 2023 be their year? Are they going to make that triumphant return? They're going to keep the momentum of the last couple of shows? Or are we going to go down Boxed Wine Canyon, going crazy with the talcum powder? I don't know. You're going to have to watch somebody else. They're going to have to cover it for you. I can only present this as a bracket choice. Have to put it up there as a contender for a bracket choice. Now, again, this one might be slightly unfair against who they're up against, because we've got the Bank Man. Oh, God, I'm so sleepy, you guys. Yeah, this one, I don't know who I could have put them against as far as a story for a shit show goes and a trash fire goes. This guy is personally responsible for fucking over so many people, for stealing billions of dollars, for pocketing hundreds of millions of dollars, for fleeing the country and trying to get away to get put into a Jamaican prison, sold out by the little goblin girl that works for him. FTX and his other, Alameda Research, shuffling money back and forth between the two, trying to hide transactions, assure people that they had liquidity when they didn't, try to take money out and keep it himself. Then information comes out that his family's connected in politics. He's donating to the Democratic Party. He's trying to get candidates elected. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And then he gets put into a Jamaican prison. I'm not kidding you. There's a documentary on YouTube about the prison that he went to, the jail he was sent to, where they're talking about how you have to shit in a bucket, and the bucket's only cleaned out once a week. And rats will gnaw your tits off. So he's sleeping on a cell floor, a concrete pissed shit on floor, with rats crawling over him, with 5 or 6 other dudes. Imagine that. Maybe I should have put him against Kanye, because that's technically 2 billionaires that lost everything in a remarkably short amount of time. The only difference is Kanye didn't, bilk an entire group of people out of their money to accomplish it. That's all Sam. That's the Bank Man. Now, the Bank Man is going to be investigated by people that he's donated to. The Bank Man is going to be investigated by people that are friendly with his family. The Bank Man posted bail after telling people he had like 30 grand in his bank account. Suddenly he comes up with $500 million. In fact, what was his bail amount? It was ludicrous that he had it. Oh, released on $250 million bail. I don't know how he pulled it off, chat. How do you tell people you only have $30,000 in your bank account when you're in a Jamaican jail? You suddenly get extradited to the U.S. and suddenly you have $250 million to pay for your bail. Even at a 10% for the bond, that's $25 million. And all of his wealth is known to be stolen. That's the Bank Man, operating an enormous Ponzi scheme, a giant hustle, just complete bullshit, no liquidity. He can't pay you cash for the crap he's selling you. It's completely untrustworthy. He's just it's a pyramid scheme. And he took billions and billions of dollars, and then he put a bunch of 20-year-olds in charge. And what do they do in the office? All the stories that come out about what the Bank Man's engaging in? Giant drug-fueled orgies? Imagine that. Imagine investing your life savings in crypto because you think this is going to be a winner. And then you find out it's a bunch of 20-year-olds from connected families that are snorting meth and having sex orgies in the middle of the office, or sleeping in a giant beanbag chair. Now, this is another one, by the way, that's going to be like a 2023 story. I have no faith that the Bank Man is going to see a day in jail. He'll get out of it. his connections, his wealth, he'll find a way to get out of it. But I would be remiss if I didn't put it on here, because it is a major shit show. You cannot talk about crypto without talking about this guy. And I know there are other bigger stories in crypto right now with what is it, Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo or whatever it is? And I mean, we could have put that on here too. And I think it was CoffeeZilla did like a 3-part investigation into that. But this still trumps it. Like nothing comes close to it. This guy is a walking, living disaster. So maybe it's unfair to put him against Keno and the baby Ashton. But like I said, this is up to chat. Chat's going to decide. So let me start a poll up for bracket number 4. Bracket 4. Keno Casino against the Bankman for our shit show of the year. This would be our 4th bracket. All right, there we go. Remember, I'll give you a few minutes to vote here. Oh, we'll see which way it goes. I'm going to laugh if it ends up being Keno. I'm going to laugh if it ends up being Keno Casino. How do you lose to the Bankman? Oh, God, Ashton, the baby. we lost to the Bankman, Ashton. What's going on? They're fucking trolling us. Jumping up in his A-Log army and trolling us, and they're coming for the baby. It's going to be so cold outside. Light up a cigarette here. Leading that healthy lifestyle. Gotta love that healthy lifestyle. Let's see where our voting's sitting at here. So far, with 4,500 votes, Keno Casino 22%, the Bankman 77%. Yes, it would be very hard. I know. I should have put a little more thought, maybe, into trying to pair these up. Maybe the Bankman should have gone against Kanye. And we're going to put Keno against, I don't know, Baked. And then Ethan against Nick. Maybe those would have been better matchups. But who cares? All the winners are going into one bracket anyway, so you can vote. It's going to be, I don't know who's going to take it. I could speculate. I could guess, but I don't want to lead you, chat. I want you to choose. That's what this Chud year's been about. I present you the shit show, and then you choose what's been the most entertaining one. A lot of candles out for Andy Jr. Oh, Andy Jr. Let's see, we've got 5,600 votes. Bankman still leading. Bankman is still in the lead. We've got one more bracket after this. Coming up, bracket 5. I think it'll be interesting. I think you'll like bracket 5. I think bracket 5 is going to be a fun bracket. Once we finish up bracket 4, the shenanigans with the Bankman and the Keno Casino. I mean, theme-wise, I think it goes together well. You've got Keno Casino, you've got a casino where people go to gamble and have a chance at winning money. And then you have a literal Bankman where you have no chance of winning money because he's just going to rob you like a real bank would. So are we investing in our savings account or are we putting it all on the roulette table, boys? So what do we got here? 25% Keno, 75% Bankman. I don't think it's going to be hard to swing this another way, but I'll give it another minute. Everybody gets 3 minutes as we go through this. Fair's fair, chat. I really needed that music. The game show music. I'm kicking myself for not having the goddamn game show music. Shameful, embarrassing that I don't have it. I need to put my own ass in a bracket now. All right, 3 minutes is up. Let's see what that poll says. If it pops up here. Hold on 1 second. All right, bracket number 4 finishing up. The Bankman moves on to the next round. Keno Casino falls away. I guess we're going to have to see if that's a 2023 story. Get rid of the Keno Casino here. Get on out of here. Go with the losers. All right, you don't stay in the presence of the Bankman. Our final bracket, folks. Bracket number 5. Now, I think this one is a pretty good matchup because we have one story from earlier in the year and one story at the end of the year. Which way is it going to go? I mean, it's pretty stupid either way. Let's start it off with contestant number 1 in bracket number 5, Pup in the Cup, Flamenco. Flamenco, the up-and-coming YouTube streamer, talking about the VTuber drama, talking about all the things that are going on out there. And what happens? Oh, there's some trouble in Discord land. Some things are starting to leak out. We've got some stories that are starting to float around, some accounts that are being found. First, we find out that he likes his dommy mommies, and he likes those wooden horses. But it gets worse. Apparently, our boy is looking at, is it Shotokan? Boy Soprano, a hentai manga? Is that what you call it? Boy Soprano, a little bit of Shotokan. Looks like he's out there seeding some torrents, getting into some shenanigans, doing some dirty, underhanded, degenerate shit. Now, he made a appearance on the Kino Casino with Godwinson and with PPP, and they fumbled the ball on that one. And then shortly after, all this information, all this kinky shit's coming out, all these porn accounts are being found, all this shit about Boy Sopranos coming out in the open about this Shotokan shit. What happens? He gets discovered in a Steam group with a bunch of, no, I should say with a German user who's also in other Steam groups with people that have child model pictures. It just gets worse after it gets worse after it gets worse. So our pup in the cup decides to take a break from the internet, disappears for a while, maybe hoping the heat would die down. I'm not 100% certain. But it was a rough start to the year. Also, one of his compatriots, Tux, had a bit of a shit show of his own. We should have put him in a bracket, but, well, he's a side character, right? He's like one of those little sidekick characters. But he wanted to fuck his sister. Essentially, that's the story to that one. That's the guy that made the Gunt 64 mod for Super Mario for the N64. Now, that is our... I know that's a short description, but the second one's a short description, too. Because what you need to understand is one of the people that played a key role in Flamenco getting a bunch of shit was a dude that was promoting a parody song of him. You know, getting the word out there, talking about him, taking shots every time. I'm not talking about people like Diorio or the others. I'm talking about somebody that's got their own shit show that just started up. Like I said, it kind of bookends. The person that was playing a part and getting Flamenco so much shit now finds himself with a bunch of shit of his own. I'm talking about our boy, Salvo Pancakes. Now, we read through some of the screen caps of the discussions he was having earlier, but apparently, Salvo's a horny boy. Our boy Salvo Pancakes out there trying to fuck anything that has a pulse. If you walk into a Discord with Salvo Pancakes, he's going to try to put his dick in you. Now, I was unaware that he was married, and rumors, being spread around. I don't know, because I haven't really been following this that closely. This, again, is another 2023, really, but it's starting in this year. The year of the Chud. But our boy Salvo apparently was married, and now from what I hear, I guess Keemstar's saying that marriage is falling apart because he's been trying to dick down everything and anything he can. But what is it that Salvo was into? I mean, we heard that, Flamenco is into Dommy Mommies and wooden horses and, all the Shota stuff. Well, it starts coming out that Salvo's trying to get all these e-thoughts that he can to do age play with him, to do piss play with him, to do all sorts of degenerate shit with him. And there's a chat log out there. In fact, should I read it to you? Chat, would you like to hear a piss play interaction between Salvo and an e-thought that they had on the internet? Should I play that? Should I just read that to you? So you can get an idea of what he's into? Oh, 1 second. Oh, there we go. Let me. I fell behind for a second there, chat. I'm very sorry. Let me grab the piss play. God. Oh, the fucking internet, man. Why is it everybody's just, God, what the fuck? I think this was up on, oh my God, please let me find it. Please let me find it. I read this earlier today, and it's just so fucking stupid. It's so bad. Oh, no. Oh, no, please let me find it. Oh, this is my fault. Why didn't you save it, Jim? Why didn't you save the piss play script? What are you doing? I will find it, chat. I'm going down. I'm looking for it here. Oh, come on. Please don't do this to me. No. Oh, if I can't find it, I can describe it to you. Again, because I read it earlier. Okay, I think I'm close to finding it. I think we're getting close to finding it. Oh, I got it. Yahtzee. Aren't you lucky? You're going to get to hear the same thing they heard earlier this morning just because it's such a fantastic piece of literature. It's such a fantastic piece of literature. All right. Are you ready to RP:3 with me, chat? Are you ready to woo about Salvo and his piss play finish? I hope so. I hope so. I hope your boys are ready, because here it's coming. Here it's coming, boys. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no stopping it. You're gonna have to listen. Now the name of the girl is redacted, so we're just gonna refer to them as Ethought. So there's Salvo and Ethought, and I'll read both parts for you. This is Salvo in this conversation. Here we go. Salvo, go piss and shove your face in it, baby. And then from Ethought, video omitted. So there must have been a video of them doing that. Salvo, so yellow, baby. So yellow, baby. Good job. Hot. 2 more videos omitted. And then Ethought said, gargled it for you. I gargled it for you. From Salvo. Oh my God. Pretty girl. How does it taste? Pretty girl. How does it taste? You look so good with your head in the bowl. I want to fuck your ass while your head is in the bowl. From Ethought. Pretty salty. Fucking love doing it for you. I'd let you do anything to me anywhere, anytime. From Salvo. Love it. You better. Another image omitted from Ethought. Then Salvo says, piss on the floor and slurp it up. Not now, but soon. Ethought sends another video, drank more for you. And then Salvo finishes it off with, filthy whore. Oh, you look so good with your head in the bowl. Pretty girl. So yellow, baby. What the fuck? Oh my God. Flamenco starting out with the Tommy Mommy wooden chairs. Salvo finishing out the year with piss play. Put your head in the bowl. Ooh, so yellow. Oh my God. Bracket 5 is a fun one. I don't know where I don't know what's going to go on with the Salvo story. Is there going to be more crazy shit? There's like AIDS play stuff somebody said. I don't know what, I bet the transcripts from that are wild as fuck. Is there more piss play? Are we going to get a little more pee-pee play? I don't know. God bless content creators. Endless source of entertainment. Endless source of entertainment, boys. Oh, my stomach's getting a little queasy there. Pretty girl, put your head in the bowl. What are you doing, bro? Okay, bracket 5. Let's have it. It's a head-to-head. It's a head-to-head against sworn enemies. Flamenco versus Salvo. Who's going to win it? Who's moving on to the next round? Voting begins now. Voting begins now, chat. Is it going to be Tommy Mommy Wooden Horses Shotokan, or is it going to be Piss Play, Age Play, My Marriage Imploded? I don't know. It's entirely up to you. The power is in your hands, chat. I love, it's just something about reading people try to dirty talk in text that's always fucking funny. I mean, it's funny if you hear it. It's funny if you hear it, like, in voice. But when they have to type it out, they have to take the time to type it out and be like, yeah, that's hot. That's a hot sentence. So yellow. That's so hot. Pretty girl. That's my favorite line. That is my favorite line out of the whole thing. Pretty girl. Call me Piss Play Papa. Salvo salvates over the piss play, pretty girl. Oh, God. These are the things I'm going to miss about the internet. Just how stupid it is. There's something about just the pure fucking stupidity of people. Especially horny people. Horny people are the dumbest people on the internet. You'll run across people that have stupid political ideologies or stupid takes on social events or, activities. It doesn't really matter. But you get a horny person saying dumb shit, and that's the funniest crap you're going to come across. There's just something amazing about the stupidity of horny people on the internet. God bless it. I'm going to miss it. When I think back on 12 to 15 years of watching stupid horny people say ridiculous shit, I'm going to miss it. So what do we got here? We're at 5,000 votes with a minute in. Salvo is taking the lead 59% to 41% against Flamenco. Is our Piss Poppy going to win this one? Or is Wooden Horses going to come back from behind and take the prize? Still got a few minutes left for voting. Take your time, chat. Oh, I wonder. God, do you think there's video? Oh, I hope there's not. If this is all legit for on Salvo's end, and they're sending texts back and forth and videos are out there, is there going to be a video of Salvo cranking it to piss? Oh, that's going to be a hard one to walk away from. That's going to be a bit difficult. Still got another minute to go, chat, on the vote. We still got one more minute to go. 5,700 in. Right now, 58% Salvo, 42% Flamenco. This is our last bracket before we get into the winners bracket. This is before we deep dive into the best shit show of the year. Which way is it going to go? I don't know. It's all up to chat. My fellow Chud Buds are the ones they're going to choose. Somebody in chat said, stop the steal. Stop the steal right now. These votes don't count. These votes do not count. Okay. I'm going to give it a few more seconds. Maybe we're going to come behind victory. I don't know. Give it a few more seconds. Salvo. Woo. Oh, what a way to end the year. Salvo has taken the W, in which case the W stands for water sports. Let's look at the full poll results, everybody. Here we go. Bracket number 5, Salvo wins 57% to 42% with 6,500 votes. Flamenco, you've been defeated. Get the fuck out of here. It's time for you to go. Get out of here. We are officially now in the winners bracket, ladies and gentlemen. For biggest shit show of the year, our 5 contestants are, I'm going to put them up on screen. Let's reorganize, get everybody up here. Let's get everybody up here so we can see everybody at once. So we've got Keffels. There's Keffels. Put them over there. Next we got Ethan Ralph. I'm a celebrity. Ethan the celebrity, internet celebrity Ralph. Look, I love his goofy fucking eyes. God damn. Good stuff. So we got Ethan Ralph. Then we got Nick Fuentes. Ay. Oh, there we go. Gone from a rumper pumper to a plumper dumper. Getting a little big there. Getting a little bit big there. Let's put him right here. Let's get a little punchy cheeks. There we go. I should probably organize these a little better. Maybe put that there. There we go. Next we got Sam Bankman. The Bankman. Oh, that's a big picture though. Let's get that adjusted. He's a sleepy little boy. Look how tired he is. He's so tired, so sleepy, so tired. Let's put him. There we go. And finally, Piss Poppy himself, Salvo Pancakes. he's joining at the end of the year. He wants to take the crown. He's like, listen. All these people are amateurs. Keffels, Ethan Ralph, the Bankman, Nick Fuentes. I came here to play, pretty girl. I came here to play, pretty girl. I want you to gargle some piss for me. All right. Which way is it gonna? Can I do a 5-way vote? Is it possible? I should have probably checked the fucking polls, but let's find out. Add option. Uh-oh. Let's start it off. We need to eliminate one person, so we can do a 4-way poll. Fucking polls, man. Let me think of how we're gonna do this. Which two should we have go head to head? You know what? I'm going to put Bankman versus Keffels. Let's do Bankman versus Keffels so we can have our 4-way poll for the final winner. We'll call it Special Bracket. Special Bracket. Because Jim should have thought this out a little better. The Bankman. Okay. It's your choice. It's your choice, Chud Buds. There we go. Who's moving on? Is it going to be Keffels or the Bankman? Let me get the other guys off the screen. Then we can have our 4-way. Our 4-way, nothing but dudes. All right, let me pull. Oh, no, the Bankman stays. Keffels stays. Okay, let's get rid of him and him and him. Here you go. Here are your 2 choices. Which way are we going? Is Keffels taking it, or is the Bankman taking? Then we can have our final poll and crown our victor of top shit show of the year. Amazing. People think Keffels is such a fuck up, they're voting above the Bankman. That's amazing. That's some high energy fuckery right there. Bankman. I'm not feeling so good, Bank Bros. FTX is tanking once again, boys. Keffels at 60%, Bankman at 40%. Ironic, really. 4,500 votes coming in. It's looking like Keffels is going to take it. It's looking like the Bankman's not doing so well, but I'm going to give it a minute. I'm going to let you get your votes in. Keffels pulling that lead even farther ahead, 61% to 39%. People saying stop the steal again, rigged. Rigged voting mechanics. Oh my God. Keffels is going to take the win. I can't believe it. Bankman, what are you doing? You need to wake up. You need to wake up. You stole billions of dollars and ran to Jamaica to get your tits eaten off by rats, and you're losing to Keffels. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. We'll give it one more minute here for our special bracket. But with 6,100 votes in, I'm going to say Keffels is probably taking it. It's not looking so good. Yeah, I don't think Bankman's going to pull out. It would take an enormous amount of swing votes to fix this. You can already hear Donald Trump calling in right now to say it's rigged as fuck. He's very angry. He's demanding a recount. He's demanding a recount this instant. All right, Bankman Bros, I'm sorry. Listen, this was a fair, straight-up poll. But Keffels, Queen Keffels is taking it. Queen Keffels has won a special bracket. That's twofer. That's two. Keffels is keeping that momentum going. Let's end this poll. I can't believe it. I can't believe the Bankman creating one of the biggest financial frauds in like fucking history. The guy that worked at Enron. The guy that worked at Enron said, holy shit, this is bad. Has been defeated by Keffels. Oh, Bankman, you're so lucky. So lucky. What did I tell you? Never going to be held accountable. Get out of here, Bankman. You get the fuck out of here. Go away. We don't want no losers around here, buddy. All right. It's time to bring up everybody else. It's the final four. It's a final showdown, chat. This is it. This is for all the money. Finals bracket. Oh boy, oh boy. Is it going to be Keffels, who'll be our first choice? Is it going to be Ethan Ralph as our second choice? Is it going to be Nick Fuentes as our third choice? Or is it going to be the piss poppy himself, Salvo Pancakes? It's up to you, Chad. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to decide. I'm going to play a little background music, just one of my shitty songs, while you vote. And we're going to crown the biggest shit show of the year. This is it. This is the year of the Chud finale. This is for all of them. All of the FTX crypto coins. Here we go. Keffels, Ethan Ralph, Nick Fuentes, Salvo Pancakes. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your votes. Let's put on a little music. I'm going to silence myself. I'm going to let you vote. You've got 5 minutes to vote. It's 8:50 right now. At 8:55, we're going to look at the results and find out who is the winner of the biggest shit show of the year.
Hello, everyone. You know who this is. Yet you have absolutely no idea. Of course.
Wow. Somebody gonna be famous. Real famous.
I sit here writing to you now with my exceptionally long penis buried deeply and warmly into my vagina butt.
Isn't that neat?
Julie Hunter 77 has joined the game.
Call 911. This place needs to be swatted. It's obnoxious.
You have a bully cabal.
You don't find people being bullied into suicide on 4chan.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Okay, if he says any more bad words, I'm gonna hang up on him. He doesn't own Kiwi Farm, and he died last night. A little kid named Moon owns Kiwi Farm.
How do they make this more and more
more epic every time. You're defend yourself.
I'm sorry, I'm a soy-filled bitch and like your videos.
Aim.
If we get Donald Trump just to tweet out, I mean, you know, just a tweet that mentions the hashtag Gamergate, it doesn't even necessarily matter how we use it. Man, the blue check marks are going to shit their fucking pants.
It's 2019. I can't believe anybody believes me. I'm a spinning fucking ball of water.
True. I bet you when Jim finds out, he's gonna just give me so much shit.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
I've had over 1,000 rejections in real life, 2,000 rejections online, so that's 3,000 rejections total. I aim as low as possible. I aim for obese women, ideally ugly and obese. I would do anything just for a 300-pound ugly white girl.
I said it's not even hot.
You are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it.
You gotta be kidding. It's just like this declaration, right, of male dominance.
Put that in your pipe.
I definitely cheated on Super Mario with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stop doing this stuff.
He's like the blue seductress who takes me out into the night and does wonderful things to me.
Enough! Stop!
How can a Yorkshire Terrier live in the wild? It's in plain sight, but you just don't see it. You know what I mean?
Okay, chat. Voting time is over. With 7,500 votes in, it's time to find out who is the winner. Winner, chicken dinner of the biggest shit show of the year. Who brought in the best spectacle of the year of the Chud? We've gone through 10 contestants. I know there could have been more. There were side characters and side stories. We could have talked about Baldo and Recomandations. We could have talked about Boogie freaking out on his audience. But we stuck to some good pairings. Some of the bigger stories. So here we go. Here are the final results. Our finals bracket. In last place, fourth place, it's our Piss Poppy Salvo Pancakes with only 3% of the votes. Sad. Next up, in third place, Nick Fuentes with 15% of the votes. Second place. Oh, can we get a drum roll? Second place is Keffels at 20%. That means there's one winner. The biggest shit show of the year, Ethan Oliver Ralph with an overwhelming 61 fucking percent. Let's pull this picture. He is an internet celebrity, bitch. You need to remember that. I'm an internet celebrity, bitch. Oh my God. Ralph has won it. This is a huge win. It's a Ralph Mail victory, folks. It's a big W. First he got that fake Bolin trophy. Next he's getting that fake wrestling belt. But the biggest win of him for this year is the Chud victory for biggest shit show, biggest trash fire, biggest fuck up of 2022. Congratulations, Ralph. It's a round of applause. I'm giving you applause. This is a dying man is applauding you, Ralph. Take that W. I'll be sure to contact Hasbro and have them melt down some plastic action figures to make you another fucking trinket trophy that you can hang on your Mexican concrete walls. So you don't have to look at the mold that's literally living over every inch of that place. Can we get a suey for victory? A suey victory. Suey for victory. Oh, I'm pulling out a pill bottle. I'm shaking it in celebration. Oh, Medicare. Why won't you die, Medicare, giving me an award like this? Gonna make me oink in anger. Ralph took it. Oh. Not surprising. He's had a hell of a year. I did think a few people had, opportunities there. Open it up, throw in different choices, let everybody throw something out there. Maybe we'd be surprised. But good old Ralph took it. It's that consistency, folks. Ralph is consistent at fucking up. That's what got him that victory. Sure, you got Kanye West kind of imploding. Nick was a bit of a slow roll. Keffels was kind of, a 2 to 3 month saga. Salvo's just been going on for a week. Flamenco was a few months. The Bankman's still a developing story. Quito Casino, we don't know where it's going to go next year. But Ethan Ralph, unlike, in Baked Alaska, it's kind of hit or miss. But Ethan Ralph, consistently, month after month after month, putting that work in. As he always said, he's the hardest working in the sector. I just did not think he meant like this. I did not think when he said he's the hardest working in the sector, he meant this specifically. But there you go. And Ralph will be pleased. The stream hit over 10,000 people. He's been talking about that a lot lately. So congratulations, Ralph. Over 10,000 people have come to crown you King Dipshit of the Internet for 2022. What an amazing award. We're all so proud. We knew you could do it. We're all so proud. You are an internet celebrity. You are up there. You are working your way up there. You're seeing Chris Chan. You're seeing DSP, and you're saying, I can do better. Drakenlord, I can do better. I am Ethan goddamn Ralph, and I will make a shit show like nobody's seen a shit show before. Medicare, I'll teach you A-hogs. I'll become the biggest clown show on the internet. You'll be talking about me for a decade. I'll be doing my show on the streets of Tijuana, covered in mold, being bitten by dogs, using dial-up baud modems. I don't care. It's Mexican technology, Medicare. You wouldn't understand it. I'm a winner. I won this one hands down, Medicare. Oh, what a way to go out. What a way to end the year of the Chud. It's been a fun year. Let me tell you, I don't want to gaze at the winner too long. I might get jealous. Let me take that picture down. My eyes are starting to strain because his are going two directions. It's been a hell of a year, folks. It's been a fun year. We wanted to keep that high energy going. Chat. That's what Year of the Chud's been about. It's been watching trash fires and shit shows, having a laugh at Clown World. Oh, sure, there have been serious politics and economic upheaval, and there's war and disease and all the serious shit that's out there. And you have tons of people that'll cover it all. But the one thing we really wanted to focus on, or try to be consistent in, is laughing at stupid shit on the internet. Because really, that's the best way to spend your time. The internet is a smorgasbord, a buffet, if you will, of stupid people doing dumb shit. People being arrogant and doing dumb shit. People being horny and doing dumb shit. People just plain being stupid and doing dumb shit. That is what the internet is. That's the best part of the internet. That has always been the best part of the internet. And companies may come and go. They may restrict your freedoms for what you want to say and do. But you will always be able to laugh at the biggest dipshits around. And for 2022, that big dumb dipshit is Ethan Ralph. Congratulations. Now, I would love to continue on and do a 2023, I don't know what you'd call it, the Year of the Chud, Year of the Chud 2 Electric Boogaloo, I couldn't tell you. But whether I'm here or not streaming about it, I promise you, there will be consistent shit shows to enjoy. There will be people melting down on social media. There will be YouTubers doing dumb, horny shit. There will be Twitch thoughts embarrassing themselves. There will be tons and tons of more shit to enjoy. So as things get more serious around the world, and it gets all gloomy and doom-filled for you, never forget to have a laugh, because it's right there in front of you. I can't say if in 20 years we're going to have an internet like we have today, so you should thoroughly enjoy it for what it is. You should seize the day, grab it by the horns, and have a good giggle. Because this is free entertainment. Hollywood can't write shit like this. You're not going to read about it in a book. No novelist out there can create characters like this and story arcs like these. These are real people doing really dumb shit, and it's fantastic. I used to watch shows like Springer and Richard Bay. Back in the day when they used to do those daily talk shows about people that would just do dumb shit. And I always wondered in the back of my head, are these real people? Is this all just played up for the camera? But after using the internet for a decent amount of time, I've come to the conclusion that yes, in fact, people are that fucking stupid. There are really stupid fucking people on this earth. And they all seem to gravitate towards the internet and be hell-bent on sharing those exploits and adventures with us all. And what a jolly feeling for this time of year. For our New Year's Eve, right after Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and whatever pagan day thing there is. When everybody's in the mood and you're all comfy inside, having a little cup of hot cocoa, being able to reflect back on all the laughs you've had, and all the absolutely stupid people that inhabit this digital landscape with us. Oh, what a year. I would rate it a 4 out of 5. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Genuinely, from the heart. It's an 80%. There have been a few years that have had some even bigger shit shows, but this one, it's been pretty good. Hopefully, next year will treat you all just as well. You'll see the continuation of story arcs, the introduction of new characters, the emergence of the AHOG economy, as more and more people cover shenanigans that are taking place on the internet. It's a lot to look forward to. Now, I know, it's New Year's Eve. There's things to do with friends and family. There's football games, hand-egg games going on. Generally, I read all the Super Chats. There's no way I can read all the Super Chats. You've all been extraordinarily generous. I'm going to go through. We'll do like a half an hour. I'm just going to read through them, pick out some here and there. I'm scamming you. This is Jim's last stream, and he's dono scamming you. That's right. That's the long game, motherfuckers. I waited. I waited 8 years to dono scam you. Here it is. Oh, he waited for the last stream, and he's dono scamming us. Motherfucker. Oh, I never saw it coming. Oh, this son of a bitch. He's going to sign up to IP2. He's going to stream over there. Motherfucker. But we'll go through some of the Super Chats. And then I will allow you all to go do your New Year's shit. And then I'm going to go gargle salt water because my throat is killing me. Especially after the stream from this morning. My ears are killing me from the fucking air horns and the Morse code. So let me just pull up the Super Chat page. We'll look for the ones that are the most insulting. The ones where people tell me to take a flip off a building. We all love those. Give me a second here. Let me pull up as many as I can. So as we scroll through, we grab the best of the best. Again, I thank everybody that's donated. I would love to try to read all of these. There's just no fucking way. You've all been ridiculously generous. Thank you very much. Go buy hats. Buy more hats. Hold on here. Let me just scroll down. You're going to have to give me a minute. I can't even. There have been a lot of Super Chats. So let me. Holy shit. Way too many. 1 second, fellow chats. Oh, should I put up the little this is the Super Chat section so people are like, oh, it's fucking over. The voting time is over. Fucking Jim. Fucking Jim. We'll call it Final Super Chats. If I could spell it, Jesus Christ. There we go. Final Super Chats. There we are. Final Super Chats. If you've got things to do, thank you for coming out. It's been great. If you've watched my video over the years, I hope you liked them. If you've watched the streams, I hope you liked them. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey through the internet as we laugh at all the ridiculous shit that's out there. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I've had fun doing it. I enjoyed doing the videos back in the day. I've enjoyed doing the streams more recently. Hopefully you find new content creators. They can take the piss and have fun laughing at stupid shit on the internet. There are plenty of them out there. All right. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna start here because there's a lot. And we're gonna try to hit as many. Somebody saying face reveal? No, there's no face reveal. I'm sorry, chat. I am reading normal chat. This has been a normal chat kind of stream up until the super chat point. Show face. Give us a face reveal. I'm sorry, chat. I know you wanted it. You wanted that face reveal. Yeah. Well, just wait, read the obituaries. If I end up croaking, you can come and try to glue the ashes back together and get an approximation of what I look like. That's the best way to do it. Okay. Let's go through some of these. From Evil Bunny for 500. Bunny, thanks for everything you've done. We all hope you get better, but regardless of what happens, keep laughing at all the morons of the world. We'll miss you. Well, I plan to keep laughing at the morons of the world. From Grand Hulk, thank you for all the laughs over the years. I hope you can recover and rest. Happy New Year, Tate Man. From Tager Man, I'm going to miss you and your streams. Thank you for all the good memories and laughs. From Kraut Oppenheim, thanks for getting me through a tough year, Jim. Best of luck to you. On a lighter note, if you manage to beat this, Raphael Cancer AIDS, how would you celebrate this besides from going down on Jade? Well, I mean, there would be many yoga sessions, I'm sure. How would I celebrate it? I'd probably just be glad it's fucking over. I don't know. Have a beer, maybe? A nice lager, maybe? Have a beer and a smoke? A nice big steak? Do something? I'm a very average person. Maybe you think because I cover a lot of weird shit on the internet, like I'm swinging off the walls, but I'm very, very laid back. My celebration would be, of course, very laid back. I'd be happy, and it'd be very laid back. From Hyperion 9997, best wishes for the new year, everyone. Best wishes for your new year as well. From Frank Garcia, Jim, thank you for the memories. Get well. Well, I hope you've enjoyed all the ridiculous shit we've covered over the years. From Sleepy Hazard, here's some super berries for my favorite weatherman. Watching your forecast always put a smile on my face. All the best to you in your retirement. Wishing good health and fortune in the new year. Well, hopefully that turns out to be true. Hopefully things do a turnaround. From Constable, thanks for all the entertainment over the years. Been watching since Tumblrisms. Hope you get better. God bless. Also tell Peter he's a huge... And then there's a word that Susan won't let me say. No. Peter, can you guess what word Constable wants me to call you? Now, earlier today, I did an Odyssey stream where I put out sound clips for everybody to be able to use. So they'll be able to just insert them at any moment. And I'm going to tell you what, Constable, that sound clip exists. Peter, this is a serious question. What did Constable pay $10 to have me call you? It starts with an F, and it ends with a G. From Getting More or Less, Fly High Potato Pigger, Fly High. Well, thank you very much. From Fenar BR, I've got more entertainment out of your streams than many AAA games. Really sad to see you go, especially coinciding with the end of the old wild era of the internet as we know it. Hope you managed to beat the cancer. Happy New Year. Well, the old internet is not completely dead. Like I said, and I tried to emphasize with the Keffels thing, and I really do mean this. I think if the one thing that kind of impressed me throughout the year, honestly, it's Josh winning that fight. I'm legitimately impressed by that. That he somehow stood up against that. And I don't know what the future of Kiwi Farms is. It could go down tomorrow. But the fact that he kept the fight going as long as he did, the fact that he was working to find some solution around it while everything was just a shit tsunami coming down on him, impressed me. So some of that wild era internet still is out there. You've still got Kiwi. You've got a couple of the Chan boards. You've got a little bit of ED, Encyclopedia Dramatica. It is shrinking. But for now, at the very least, you might maybe get another year out of it. From Hello World, thanks, Jim. Take care. From Papa Towns, rest in peace, Jeff. Skeptical Panda, best wishes for Uncle Jim. From Tyler Hummel, thank you for all the work you've done, bringing us entertainment and fighting the good fight. You made the internet better and funnier, even as everything sucks. We'll miss you. Take care. Well, thank you for the kind words. From Arclight, thanks for the years of entertainment, Jim. From Jimmy Johnson, thanks for everything. Been watching since the Kraut Saga. Please get well and come back. Oh, yeah. The Kraut Saga was another entertaining shit show. That was kind of like a year-long thing in itself. When you look at the different years, you get different highlights for the things that were going on. I mean, you had Kraut, which was kind of like a year on its own. You had, Sargon kind of doing his UKIP thing, which was about a half a year, maybe a year. You had the, how can we forget Gamergate, which was well over a year. God, they wouldn't shut the fuck up about that for a while. Can we stop? Is this my last stream? Can we all just officially declare it dead? Let me go back to chat. Chat, can we just declare it dead? Can we say Gamergate's done? Can we say, hey everybody, no more Gamergate. We can stop talking about it. Just Jim is literally going to go die, so let's bury Gamergate with him. In fact, that's going to be your question. Can we bury Gamergate with Jim? Yes or no? Ask the community. Please vote yes on this. Let's put this fucker in the grave right next to me. Hashtag it's done. Hashtag stop talking about it. Hashtag get the fuck over it. Hashtag it's getting a little embarrassing. I'll give you a chance, chat. Give you a chance to vote on this. I know this fucks up Sargon's plan. He wanted Gamergate 2. I'm not trying to fuck that up. Let's speak a little on Sargon too. If you want to talk, of all the things I've covered on the internet, all the different subjects and people I've had tiffs with and little fights with, I would say probably Sargon came out pretty good. I mean, he's got a family. He's happily, he seems pretty happy with his family. Looks like he's gotten better shape. He's doing his Lotus Eaters podcast. It seems to be doing well for him. He's making money off of it. So, I know a lot of people talk about redemption arcs. But I say he bounced back from that UKIP shit and the libertarianism-tisms pretty fucking well. So, GG, good job. Good job, Sargon. Let's finish it out with that. I stole Gamergate 2 for you. We're burying it. But I'll give you that redemption arc. So, GG. Let's see what the votes are sitting at. 4,300, 4,400. 79% of you are okay with burying Gamergate with me. Thank you. Let's put it in the grave. Load it up in that fucking coffin and call it a day. You know what? I'm just gonna say that's good enough. I would let you vote more, but then you'd be like, let's troll him and say no. Let's keep it going. So I'm counting this as a victory. It's a victory. Good. Finally, definitive answer. Here we are, folks. The Gamergate question, definitive answer. Can we bury it with Jim? Yes. Gamergate is dead. Yes. Finally, it's over. It's over. Oh, from Drama Alert. Farewell, Jim. We had some really funny moments. Oh, very true. I hope you have a great 2023, man. Hope things work out well for you. Everything's going good. All right, we'll call it an end. An end to Gamergate. From Psycho Gungear, Gungear? I can't pronounce anything. At this point, if you've listened to me long enough, I'm going to fuck everybody's name up. Thank you, Jim. There'll never be another like you. Mad love and God bless. Well, thank you very much. From Starman, Jim, I wish you the very best in your healthcare journey. You should look at a company called Centogene for rare genetic disease testing. Your streams have helped me through some dark times, and for that, I thank you. Well, let me copy this. Again, try to keep everything high energy and fun, so I won't focus on this too much, but I will put this down. I have a little WordPad document. Or I don't know if the guy, like last stream, some guy made a suggestion. I still don't know if he's fucking with me. But I'm willing to ask the doctor about it. What did he say it was? Porphyria? And then I looked it up. Isn't that, this is something Salvo would probably know. Isn't that the Mad King's disease? The one where if you put your piss in sunlight, it changes color to purple? I think I'm thinking of the right thing. Can somebody ask piss expert Salvo Pancakes? Is porphyria the one where your piss turns purple in the sunlight and made kings go crazy? Salvo? Or do you only like the pee when it's yellow? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I wanted some expertise on this. Somebody get feet revealed. No, I don't think so. I'm sorry. Oh, we had Pippa on earlier. Pippa showed up to the call-in show earlier today. They were on there. That's I told you at the top of the hour. Pippa's Pits at 200,000. Pippa's Pits at 200,000. All right, let's keep going here. From 13th King, 13. So long, Jim, and thanks for all the fish. Soft Reset, hey, baby. I hope you recover, Daddy Jim. Don't leave us with just Jerish, for fuck's sake. Come now, ya. From Ministry of Wrong Think, guess it's pretty much your GoFundMe. Take care, Jim. Peace and God be with you wherever the road leads. Thank you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the videos and the streams. From Shalulia, I've drawn so many things, sir, so many of your streams from someone who's been listening since 2015. Godspeed, Jim. And remember to trust. Oh, the plan is trusted. Let me just tell you something. The plan is trusted. Just 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks till we bury Gamergate. From Out of Touch. Jim, I'm being gang stalked. All I see are red trucks backed up all over the sidewalk. You need to run. You need to run for it right now. From Super Unknown, Legends Never Die. Cheers, Weatherman. Well, cheers to you as well. From Jeremy Joestar. Thanks for the laugh over the years. Good luck to whatever you do going forward. Well, thank you. Thank you again. Michael Alberto for 5. Thanks again. From James J. Jameson. Thanks for all the laughs, Jim. Legal Scumbag. Happy New Year's, Jim. And thank you for all the laughs over the years. Been here since the Internet Aristocrat days. Won't be the same without you, or without everyone's favorite hat merchant. And tell Pippa to show her pits. Again, she's totally agreed to it. And I'm not making that up at all. From Drew CC. Jim, I asked one thing and only one thing. If you can name the mystery disease you have, can you name it Ralphomania for me? I don't know how that works. I think the doctor that, pins it down is the one that fucking names it if it turns out to be some mystery disease. But I'll see if I can swing it. I was going to call it Gamergate, but Gamergate's now dead. We've agreed to bury it. So I don't know if I get the naming rights. I don't know if they'll allow me to have it. I'm not sure they're going to let me have them. Sorry. From Casey Moody, forget the streams, just get better. The world needs Jim. Well, thank you. From Spudward, good luck, Jim. You still owe us that final deviance about your favorite horrible degen thing. Keep waiting with bated breath for that one. St. James, God bless you, Jim. Give us many years of humor. We're all going to miss you. Praying you get better so we can make it, or you can make a triumphant return. But even if you stay retired, then most importantly, enjoy your rest. Love you, man. Take care. Hail Hat Lord. Well, that's great. I love the fact that my legacy is going to be a hat salesman. People will ask like a few years from now, who's that Metokur account? What did that guy do? He made like a video or two. Like, what's he known for? Oh, he sold hats. He was a hat salesman. From IDWKJR, thank you for all the laughs over the years. I'd like to make the humble request to have Junka Oshi's legendary love ballad telephone number play us out at the end of the night. Jim, I want you to, here's this obscure song. Please play it for your audience. Now we're going with, are we going to go with Taylor Swift? Oh, everybody loves that. From Blue Wizard, thank you for everything. Your level-headed commentary will be missed in this clown world we live in. Well, remember, just keep laughing. From Hundito, Jimbo, asbestos causes genetic damage. Did you check the house? Yes. The house I own is not built in a time period where asbestos would have been a concern. But it's a good heads up. If I ever tear up the floor or the walls or something, and I see that distinct looking shitty asbestos look, I'm going to be like, fuck. I should have listened to that dude. From John Smith, we got it from here. Thank you for your service, Jim. From Winter, it's been a pleasure watching you for all these years, Jimbo. Now go beat whatever the hell's wrong with you so you can return to us. Oh, and I've always wondered, what's your favorite video that you've made? The favorite video I've ever made? What would be the one that I had the most fun doing? Let me honestly think about that, and I'll give you a real answer. The one I had the most fun doing? Oh, shit. The one I think I liked the most would actually have been one of the Ross videos. Even though it was a heavy subject matter, it would have been, I think, the second one. It was something about his hacker friends, Red Dead Bandito, and the other guy. They were coming for me. Like, I've had people make threats before, like the bear furry who was going to come after me with a shotgun. But something about a dude called Red Dead Bandito, that one made me laugh more than a lot of things. I don't know why in particular. It got a good giggle out of me. I wonder some other ones that were pretty good. I mean, I did enjoy like Tumblrisms and the Hugbox stuff. That was always fun. But the one-off ones I really enjoyed. The one-off ones where it was like a little arc, a few videos together, or like an independent video. The one that pissed me off the most, aside from like the furry stuff where there are the leaks, the really bad stuff, probably the dentist one. Like that story still fucks me up. The idea that this guy was trying to save money by not anesthetizing patients, like that he was working on little kids. Like, could you imagine? Like you've got a 5 or a 6-year-old son or daughter, and you bring them to the dentist, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we need to do, we need to extract all these teeth and do a bunch of fillings, but we're not going to use any Novocaine or any laughing gas. We're just going to do it completely with no anesthesia whatsoever, just so he could make money and defraud different medical insurances." And then he got away with it. That was a killing part. Like, he lost his license, but the fact he got away with it, they deemed him too insane to put on trial. That really fucked me up. I didn't like that one at all. Crappy post. Thanks, Jim. You gave some great life advice that'll cherish forever. I'm not living in Italy anymore, but now I live in Potato Land, Ireland. So I'll always think about you. Try and beat this, not to sound homo sapien, but I love you. Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you as well. From Pastor Troy. Hey, Jim. Can you tell Will to lose some weight, stop spending money on Nendroids, I'm probably saying that wrong, and buy his infant daughter food and a stroller? Well, I would say yeah. I mean, if you got an infant daughter, maybe buy food for your children before you buy some fucking little toys. That's not bad advice from Pastor Troy. From Gary Weiss. Piggy and Short Bust first, never figured out Augustine is your second name in Irish. Also, I did trucks in the U.S. I would leave a snowman snow pig if I could. Well, everybody loves a good snowman. From Witch. Thank you, Jim. You've been a hope for many of us. The internet won't be the same without you. Thanks for being our internet family, Daddy Jim. I really wish. I'm having trouble uploading the Odyssey VOD. There's something wrong with the server. It's giving me like some weird can't reach server, remote server access error. But there's a section in there with In the Arms of an Angel. That's so good. God, hopefully somebody can upload like a copy of that. Because I thought it was pretty. Not to toot my own horn, but beep beep. I liked it. I liked it a lot, boys. From John Zoidberg, MD. Hey Jim, did you follow up on my recommendation? Oh, it's a porphyria guy. Alternatively, have you been evaluated for other metabolic disorders? Well, I did see an endocrinologist who didn't think that there was anything really involved in their wheelhouse. And I have not, I'm not going to be able between Christmas and New Year's to be able to run in for porphyria testing. But I did actually put it on a list, and I will bring it up and see what they think. But it would be weird I'm almost certain there was some movie I saw about a king who had that, and his pee turned purple. But maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. From Bucket Groiper, go with God, Jim. Soul Hunter, God bless you for all the great years of content. Hope you live and come back one day. Been listening to you since 2014. From Joe Master 575, thank you for all the content. Big fan since 2014. We'll be awaiting your return in the future. From Conk 3D, the Brits will rise again. From X Machina Gamma, good to see you, Metokur. Good to see you too. Dingus Khan, NNRU forever. Thanks for all the years of entertainment. We'll miss you. From Chat Mod, goodbye, Daddy Jim. Where are you? When are you coming home, Daddy? Daddy? Daddy's going out to get some cigarettes, sadly. From Apostasis 00. So long, Jim, and thanks for all the laughs. Cheers. From Past Present Bootleg, Jim, thanks for all the laughs and insight into the wild crap online over these many years. Can you say Piplup is the best? I don't know how to. Piplup is the best. I don't know. Am I saying that right? You want me to say Pillpole, or you misspelled it? I don't know. From Big Digger, glad I got to see the end. See you, Space Cowboy. P.S. Cremate yourself with Sandra's ashes to Felt Ralph one last time. I'm not sure why that's such a hugely popular thing to say. It's quite mean. From Victor Andreas Reyes Bajuda, am I saying that right? I began to read Berserk a few months ago before Mira passed. I got notice of Jim's existence just 5 months ago. I really wish you stay alive, Jim. If this is my first and last one helping you out, so be it. Please, some insight. Where do you think the internet is heading? Abrazo crack. Where do I think the internet's heading? Excuse me. I think what you'll see is a consolidation of control and a winnowing or thinning of the amount of entities that have control over multiple websites. I think you'll see like a big 3 or 4 that own pretty much everything, which is where it's headed right now. I think you'll see Real ID introduced eventually. And I think that you'll probably feel weird if you're part of the generation I was a part of, or if you grew up on the time period of the internet that I did. You'll feel weird watching people be okay with that. I think a lot of kids nowadays are so used to mobile gaming and so used to social media that the idea of privacy doesn't matter to them anymore. And so the idea of using the Real ID, they just don't care. To me, it does. To a lot of people, it should. But I think that fight's going to be lost. I think you'll see governments put Real IDs in place. It'll probably be back end first and then front facing later. So, your Real ID will be tied to every account you create anywhere. People won't see it publicly, but if you do something naughty, they'll be able to figure out who you are and everything you're attached to. Beyond that, what do I see the next step? VR, AR will probably be the next big implementation. I think those VTubers are going to be a big thing, but we're talking like the next 10, 15 years. I don't know. But remember, no matter which way it goes, if it gets really depressing or really good, just keep laughing at goofy shit, and it'll get you by. From DW, thanks for almost a decade of pointing out train wrecks for us to enjoy. Save us a few thousand seats in hell's smoking section, please. Will do. I will make sure to have a reserved section for Chud Buds, for the Sweetie Squad. From Sherry Stone, hey Jim, love everything you do. You'll be greatly missed. Please get better soon and come back to us for all the fun times to come. Also, can you tell my boyfriend James that he is a man lover? Well, now he has been told. From Royal Pain, don't know if you'll get to this, Jim. Been a long-time viewer and figured this was the least I could do for the 10 years of laughs you've given me. Well, thank you. From Miss Dead Shark, you're the best, Jimmo. Don't die. I'm going to give it my best effort not to. From Parallax, I love you, Jim. Thank you. Giantess Admirer, you're 41 going on 14, Jim. You still didn't grow. From Lorius, thanks for all the laughs, Jim. Wish you the best. Let me see here. From I Don't Know Anymore, I love you. I'm going to learn JavaScript, become a VTuber, and eat Goyslop just like you recommend. Love from India. India #1, America #2. Best allies. Well, best of luck. You go get that money. Oh, by the way, somebody did create a VTuber like exoskeleton of the little pudding. If I wasn't technically retarded, I would have used it. It was very good. So just imagine, let me put the little pudding on. They actually rigged up this pudding to work with a 360 controller and voice. So his little mouth would move, and I could like get him to wink and do different facial stuff and jiggle around. It was very good work. And again, if I wasn't completely stupid and sick and old, I would have used it. So the dude that put that together, very well done. I did see it. I thought it was very cool. I thought it was very, very cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. From G-Stop SVT, man, I watched you since 2016 and told Savdi that he should marry his girl. From a Skinhead Stan, been sub since the Five Guys vid from the IA days. Only time I gave you a penny was to call you a gypsy for your choice of vodka. So just wanted to from one Irishman to another. Thanks, Jim, for all the laughs the past decade. I'll remember you. Listen, everyone wants to talk shit about Kharkov. I've always been the kind of person that if you're going to drink hard liquor, the point of drinking hard liquor is to get drunk. You're not there to enjoy it. I know people like to pretend they enjoy the taste of hard liquor. You don't. The point of drinking hard liquor is to get drunk. So I'm going to take this shitty paint thinner tasting liquor, Kharkov, that they have to put in a plastic bottle because if they put it in anything else, it's going to melt through it, and just get the job done. Kharkov is excellent for that. It's cheap, it tastes terrible, but it gets the job done. From Cream Kitten, hey Metokur, Colt Fag here. Waited hours but missed you. I compiled everything. Hopefully one day. Love you, man. Stay safe. Well, I know. I feel bad about that. I finally realized who that was at the very end of the Odyssey stream, and then when I tried looking for you on that stupid Google Meets program, I could not get it to work. It was driving me crazy. From Tupac Shakur, I guess he's back from the dead. Thank you for all the years of entertainment. Thank you very much. From Mario Kart 13, I hope you find the perfect pack of cigs while you're out, Daddy Jim. I'll be looking for them. Do they still make Camel Reds? I don't know. From Insane Man, hey Jim, can you tell my special grunting legless friend I hope he doesn't get hit by a Hummer pushing carts for Goymart next year. I'll miss you, baby. Well, now he knows. From Indigo White, the internet won't be the same without you. Get better, Daddy Jim. Well, thank you. A lot of well wishes from people. From YWNBAW. Hey, Jimbo. I'm sorry that I don't have anything funny to say, but thanks for all the laughs and whatever happens going forward. I hope you have the best life you can have. Figure love Jade once for me, will you? I will get right on that. From Local Legs, Happy New Year, Jim. Thanks for the years of entertainment. This last year was great. Well, I did have fun with it. Hope you get better and have many more good years with loved ones. Enjoy that retirement, Jimbo. From Rock'em Sock'ems, Jim, I just want to say that you brought a lot of joy to my time on the internet, and you will be sorely missed by me and many others. I hope you do great for yourself because you deserve it. Also, rate the year of the Chet. Well, I did earlier. I give it a solid 4 out of 5 and 80%. I thought it was a pretty damn good year. A lot of entertaining shit shows and trash fires. It was very entertaining. From I Live Again, thanks, Jim, for the years of entertainment. Take care, bro. Let the darkness grow indeed, my friend. You know, those Mandar streams, the photon stuff, that was fun shit. From Matt Aquino, hey, Jim, thanks for the years of laughs. Been watching since 2014. It's been a wild ride since the old days of Tumblrisms and Internet Aristocrat. Hope you have a great 2023, and I hope you get better. I have a hunch 2023 is going to be interesting. I think you're right. It's probably going to be crazy. From Bidoff, one more rattle for our good Chud Ralph. Oh, you mean the pill bottle? Yeah, why not? Let me give you one more. There you go. From Ninja Work 111, goodbye, Jim. I'll remember you forever. Easier to remember me when you buy a fantastic cat. From Shinchan 256B, doing New Year's stuff with friends tonight. Gonna miss most of the stream. Happy to be around for the decade and laughing at stupid stuff online with the chuds. Beat the sickness. TND, NNRU. Crickets rise up. Live stream your funeral, please. That might be a little weird. From Romans 10:9, King James Version. Since you might die, Jim, make 100% sure you're saved plus born again. If you or Chad is curious on getting saved or making sure they are saved, there's a good guide online if you search King James Version pictures under the top non-ad result under the Get Saved section. Have a great day, Jim, plus Chad. Well, you have a good one as well. From 077989, love you, Jim. We'll miss the streams and the content. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them. From Vicious Canide. Glad I could get your last stream. I've been watching since Gamergate. We needed a video with Big Al 2K6 way back when you were Jim81 Jim. Love you, Jimmy. God bless and good luck. The internet won't be as entertaining without you. Well, thank you for the kind words. From T-Man Ark, Happy New Year's Eve, Mr. Metokur. Hope you have a wonderful day. If this is your final stream, I'd like to say thank you for all the streams you've made. They were highly entertaining. Take care of yourself, and hopefully you recover in 2023. Well, that would be great. From Weekend Warrior, I've been a fan since your Aristocrat days, when someone posted a link on the Mongolian basket weaving forum. Thanks for the laughs and the insights through the years. I hope you get better, Jim. Good luck and Godspeed. Oh, thank you very much. From Acer Thorn, the true Acer Thorn. Hey, Metokur, I'm going to sue you. From Big Krusty, can I get a WATP and a radio voice, or radio guy voice? My voice is shit right now. My voice is shit. Yeah, listen, I went probably too long earlier in the morning with a call-in section, but I had fun with it. I mean, it would have been nice to get more people on, but like Google Meets is created in a way that's just not user-friendly. It's like they made it to be the least useful they could. Like, how could we piss the most amount of people off? And so I spent far too much time fucking around with that. It would have been nice to have more people call in, but that's my fault. I boomered it up, which is a good way to go out on, because I boomer a lot of shit up. From Big Post, good to miss you, Jim. You know, the last thing I like about the internet, I don't think you realize that when Allison from the Money Badgers called you a sweetie on the Kumite, she was absolutely right. Love you, Jim. Don't ever forget about us. Oh, I'll never forget about the Sweetie Squad. From Past Mike, thanks again for everything, Jim. Here's to your retirement and hopefully return from the shadows to save us from our collective spurgery in the year 2032. Then Jim will rise again. Yeah, I'm gonna play the long game and wait a whole decade to pop back on when the internet's completely a different landscape. Who is that old man? What the fuck is YouTube? YouTube doesn't exist anymore. From B-Movie Paul, my wife and I enjoyed your videos for years. Thanks for the good times. Have a carton of cigarettes on us. Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you as well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your night. From Quite the Sound, watch your stuff ever since your brilliant expose on Terry Davis. In your own small way, you've made the world a better place by entertaining so many and reminding us that the internet used to be, or what the internet used to be like. Thanks for the laughs, brother. Well, I'm glad I could help. From Mississippi Rebs Reviews, because we got to find the biggest dumpster fires. Oh, we do. Iverson Tucker, Chud Daddy, Jim Daddy, I'm going to miss you in 2023. From Sabin Graves, rest in peace, you beautiful man, the only person to keep my